Tonight, the Deuce brings you to Reunion Arena, downtown Dallas, the Stars' last regular season home game. At the Reunion Arena, they're attracting over 16,600. Full house expected tonight as the St. Louis Blues are in town to take on the Dallas Stars. Hello, everybody. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement. Welcome here to Reunion Arena in Dallas. One team, the St. Louis Blues, they are definitely in the playoffs. Dallas going to be there. They only need 4 points somehow, either by wins or other teams losing. And for Bob Gainey, their coach, he says, let's look that way and not that way.
Yeah, for the first time, with the dogfight that is going on at the bottom of the Western Conference, Bob Gainey now knows that he's going to stay ahead of enough teams. So he has finally said, look, the 7-point spread gives us a legitimate right to check out who's in front of us instead of who's behind us. Now, what Dallas wants to do is try to catch the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that would give them home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs. Can they do it? Kind of a long shot. You see St. Louis there and Dallas, the two teams tonight. But look at Toronto, number 4, then Chicago, then Vancouver, then Dallas. So for Dallas to pass Toronto, they've also got to pass Vancouver and Chicago.
Now, 8 teams will go to the playoffs. We'll talk about that number 8 spot that is very much up for grabs. The other side of the coin, St. Louis Blues. Yes, they've clinched. They're the 3rd seed in all probability going in for Mike Keenan. Enough? Never.
Absolutely right. They're on a roll. They've got a playoff spot. They're sitting pretty. I got into a bit of a debate with Mike Keenan before the game. We got talking about the final 6 games, and I said to Mike, you know what? I think the last 6 games of the regular season mean nothing. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I disagree with you. We have 2 points to focus in on. One is being playoff ready, so those games are important. And secondly, at the big picture, we're looking at teams that possibly we can catch, and those are Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Quebec.
How about that big picture from Mike Keenan? Folks, those teams are in the Eastern Conference. The first time Mike Keenan and the Blues would see them, Stanley Cup Finals. He's already gearing up for the finals.
Well, why not? He was there last year, came from the New York Rangers to St. Louis. The big question at the beginning of the year, would he and Brett Hull get through this season without colliding? The answer to that has been an enormous yes, because this season, Brett Hull not only has enjoyed playing for Mike Keenan, he's continued to put the puck in the back of the net. St. Louis Blues and Dallas Stars both have made a lot of changes this season. We're going to see some of those tonight. The goaltending situation for any team going to the playoffs, obviously, is vitally important. And an interesting new name, Mike Torque.
Well, Gary, he's only new because of all things happening to the Dallas Stars down the stretch. First, they lost their number 1 guy, Andy Moog. Then they lost the backup, Darcy Wakaluk. What do? You go deep into the International League, and you find Mike Torque. He was playing in Kalamazoo. What has he done here for Dallas? Simply 3-0-1. He is undefeated. He is going to start tonight against the St. Louis Blues, and the big name that he's going to have to stop coming right at him is Brett Hull. We fooled around with some projections, and Brett Hull is projecting to a 56-goal season on an 84-game basis. That wouldn't be his best season, but believe me, he's the best thing the St. Louis Blues have. And not only is he playing power play, you expect that of Brett Hull, but he is also playing even strength. He is also killing penalties. And you know what? Most people that have seen Brett Hull all season long agree he is competing harder than he ever has before, because we always knew he played offense. He's playing some D, and he's playing it strongly, and he's playing it tough, and he's still getting his scoring chances.
No matter how much he plays D or the other end of the ice, that's what he gets paid to do most. And he'll try and do it tonight against a rookie netminder when we come back. Fire on Ice, ESPN2's coverage of the National Hockey League is brought to you by Pep Boys. For quality parts, accessories, and service, come to Pep Boys, America's Automotive Supercenter. By Bud Ice, the official beer sponsor of the NHL. And by Kellogg's. Give in to the taste of new Kellogg's Temptation cereals. They've had a lot to cheer about here in Dallas this season of late, and they are now, because this team is going to go to the playoffs, and they know it. Reunion Arena, we're ready to go. These teams have split the first 4 games they have played. This will be game number 5, the rubber match, and the final home game for the Dallas Stars. Veteran Peter Zezel out there in the Stars white, and Brendan Shanahan for the St. Louis Blues. And we are underway. The Blues and the Dallas Stars. Hatcher drops it back into his own end, cleared up along the boards and out of the zone. Chased down by the Blues far end. Jeff Norton going back to get it, touches it up, and we quickly get an icing call.
Yeah, and we quickly get kind of a surprise attack from Mike Keenan, the St. Louis Blues coach. Brendan Shanahan really hasn't played that much the last few games, starting at center. This is not the line. He's not even playing center, let alone playing with Brett Hull and Asa Tikkanen. But Mike Keenan's trying to throw a little wrinkle at Dallas right off the bat. Mike Keenan wants a high tempo. His team thrives no matter who he's coaching. His teams thrive on high tempo. The Dallas Stars are going to try to grind it down a little bit.
And it is not the line that he used during the warm-ups. He has changed the lines in that regard, at least to start this game. Shanahan again will move in to take the draw. Brendan with 15 goals, 18 assists. He's behind Hull and Esa Tikkanen on the Blues in scoring, 3rd best for St. Louis, a high-powered offensive team. Moved in, Gilchrist got around 1. Gilchrist reaching, couldn't get it. Cleared off the far side board, Zezel, and it's cleared up 2-on-2 the other way. Tikkanen on the near side. Hull leads the charge. Esa Tikkanen the shot. Save made, deflected back by Shanahan towards the middle. Zezel on the far side. The net has come loose. Take a look at the goaltenders for tonight's game. A veteran in net, John Casey for the St. Louis Blues, and Mike Torchia at the other end.
But, you know, St. Louis Blues had the same problem that the Dallas Stars. Their #1 guy got injured. Curtis Joseph was out with a hamstring. He is tonight healthy enough to play. He is backing up John Casey, but John Casey has played so well. Mike Keenan has said, I'm going to start this man, John Casey. Mike Torchia, his 5th game in the NHL. This is what he did in Kalamazoo in the eye. He really alternated game by game by game with a young kid named Emmanuel Fernandez. This team is so deep in goaltenders, it's unbelievable. We'll get to some of the other ones. They even go below the International League. That's how deep they are.
Stars won the face-off in the defensive zone. Cleared back through the middle. 2-on-2 break. Dean Evison leading it. Shot deflected wide. Evison the center on this line. Hard hit put on in the corner by Dean Evison. Evison giving battle. Swung it away to Broughton. Paul Broughton hit by Adam Creighton. Puck left behind him. Broughton came back to get it. Broughton looking out in front at Greg Adams out there. Adams wearing 23 in white. Looks so unusual to see this guy in a uniform other than owned by the Vancouver Canucks. But he came over in a big late season trade here. Has been bothered by the flu all season long and has not exactly set it on fire here. Shot deflected wide. Veteran Glenn Anderson moving in with the St. Louis Blues. Went around 2. Anderson out in front. Deflected to Basil McRae. McRae, Anderson on this line. Anderson centered. Had nobody there to receive.
Well, play by Anderson. He is having a terrific year. He is in one of the really in top shape. He tests out when they do the endurance test as well as any St. Louis Blue.
Basil McRae batting hard at center. Dave Gagne got it away. We're seeing some hits early on in this game that referee Dave Jackson has thus far let go here in the opening 2 minutes, but there have been some good shots. Jackson with Mike Perret and Ray Scampanello, the linesmen out there tonight. Dallas back in their own end, each team with an early shot on goal. Intercepted far side, Chassé. Dennis Chassé, the rookie. Good defensive play to hold it in momentarily. Todd Harvey, another rookie, took it away, couldn't clear it out. Rick Zombo held it in. Cleared around by the St. Louis Blues. Near side point, Bill Holder. Holder got it back behind the net. Centering pass. Went right through everybody to Zombo. Deflected wide again. Chassé in behind the net. Shanahan helping. Shanahan turns it inside to Holder. Gagne stepped in, took it away, and cleared it out. Good play by Dave Gagne, their veteran defensively, as he got in front of the net to help his netminder.
And this is really typical of the starts that both teams have had lately. St. Louis starts fast for some reason, and nobody can understand why, including their coach, Bob Gainey. The Dallas Stars, in a lot of big games lately, have started slowly. I mean, and nobody can explain it. They're looking for answers.
Ooh, what a deck! The shot put on by Dave Roberts, a rookie. Roberts, the leveling check. As the Dallas Star had his head down, taken and centering pass deflected and knocked away by the rookie Mike Torchia. Torchia got a piece of that one. The puck ends up in the seats. What a shot put on by Dave Roberts, the 24-year-old of the St. Louis Blues.
Man, has he ever come on. See the 4 goals that he has? He has scored all of those 4 goals in the last 4 games. This is his 14th game this season. He played 1 last year, and that's it for his NHL experience. But he's got terrific hands. He's a good offensive player. Looks like he's got the full deal going. Upper right corner on this one. Corey Millen turned and looked, and all he saw was blue and red, and then he saw these little twinkly things.
Lots of twinkly things on that, and for that, Roberts will get some extra ice time out there. Here at home, the Dallas Stars playing .500 hockey, 9-9-5. Bob Gainey, their head coach, saying that's the way it's been all year. We've struggled to get to .500. There's still 2 games below it overall, but as we said, they're going to get to the playoffs. Zezel and Shanahan will both be chased out of there. Roberts will be chased out. Esa Tikkanen will move in to take the face-off now. Zezel will get to stay. Peter Zezel missed the first part of this season with injuries. He missed 17 games with a knee injury at the beginning of the season. Now is getting back into playing shape here towards the end. Kevin Hatcher starts it up. Hatcher is 3-3 in the previous 4 games against St. Louis. He's been Dallas's leading scorer against the Blues this season, so we'll see if Kevin Hatcher keeps that going tonight. Asa Tikkanen the other way. Tikkanen dropped it off. Nobody there. Intercepted. St. Louis back on D. Good play that time by Gord Donnelly, who intercepted that. Brought in by Gilchrist. Gilchrist got pinned up against the boards. Hull chases it around on the far side. Blues trying to get it out of the zone. Hull draws it back, and Brett Hull leads the charge. Hull moving in around 1. Hull tried to run it in on net. Did. Penalty coming up. As Hull got hauled down as he got 1 step around the D. A power play for St. Louis at a scoreless game when we come back.
St. Louis Blues on the power play thanks to a great individual effort by that guy, Brett Hull. It started in his own end, and he banked it off the glass. It hit a rib, and the glass came right back to him, and he went to work solo. The St. Louis Blues think they can isolate the defensemen for the Stars one-on-one and get by them, and that's what Hull did. Anderson has done it once. Hull has done it once. Big defenseman for Dallas, and St. Louis thinks one-on-one. They lack some mobility. They're going to test him man-to-man.
Adam Creighton on the face-off for the Blues. Zezel won it. Cleared around Gilchrist. Can't get it out. Duchesne holds it into Holder. Power play for St. Louis has struggled this year. It was 8th in the league last year. It is 17th this season, despite this high-scoring powerhouse of an offense. Gilchrist clears it out. And the first power play of the game.
And they still don't practice it. Remember last year the New York Rangers had such a terrific power play, and they never practiced it all season long. I think St. Louis is going to start, but they have yet to practice their power play.
Brett Hull leads it with 8 power play goals. Shanahan holds it in, dropped it off, deflected wide by Glenn Anderson. Adam Creighton up front along with Anderson and Shanahan on this power play unit. Steve Duchesne dumped it back. It's cleared out of the zone by Craig Ludwig. Don Casey at the other end will hold it up. Hull's got 8 power play goals. Esa Tikkanen and Brendan Shanahan both have 5, so the top 3 scorers overall for the Blues. Also the top 3 as far as power plays are concerned. Held up behind the net. Hatcher sent it around, not out. Tikkanen held it in. Back to the line is Brett Hull. Hull looking, gets some help. Steve Duchesne, save made. Mike Torchia, good quick spread on that one to bounce it away. Working at the point, Jeff Norton. Norton out deep in the umbrella power play. Near side to Hull to Norton on the tic-tac. Norton looking. They try and get the big man set up right there. Save made again. Deflected. Hatcher covered out in front. Hatcher can't get rid of it. Rebounded to the near side to Hull, and he missed it. Went off the glove, but it was headed wide. Held it on the far side by Dave Roberts. Roberts out on this power play unit. Intercepted, and Darian Hatcher clears.
Well, we know why. Mike Torchia is 3-0-1. Terrific reflexes. He has as much skill as required in the NHL. And that's what I was talking about the Dallas Stars, how deep they are in goal. Watch Torchia. He plays deep in his net because he relies on those reflexes so much.
Power play down to 3 seconds left on it. Hull dumped it in. Esa Tikkanen back outside to Norton. Bounced off a skate. Penalty over. Tikkanen sees it. Sends it in. Played behind the net. Stars have killed off the first one. Ludwig was able to get it out. Both teams trying to change it up. Dallas won't get there. Blues had to wait to clear the zone. That was the hesitation by Chassé as he started to bring it in. It's outside to center. They've got to clear it again. We are 6 minutes into the first period here in Dallas. Stars and Blues, no score. And even strength as Dallas killed it off. Brought back in right side. Shot, score! As it trickled through Big Al McGinnis. Torkia got a piece of that and almost stopped it, but almost doesn't count here. 1-0 Blues.
Almost, and a piece of it doesn't count when it's Al MacInnis shooting. I mean, you got to get it all. You know, we noticed in the warm-up that Mike Torkia doesn't get his stick down on the ice until the shot comes. What I want everybody to watch here is Craig Ludwig, number 3. When this pass goes over, look at number 3. He puts his life on the line. I mean, when you go down like that in front of an Al MacInnis shot, oh, baby, you better say a little prayer right away. And that got through Mike Torkia's stick. And he doesn't stand heavily on his stick. It's actually in the air while the shooter is winding up. And against Al MacInnis, you might want to have a little bit of weight against your stick on the ice because he still has the top shot in this league.
That's only the 8th goal scored in 4 games this season against Torkia, but Al MacInnis got it back down low. Shot save made by Casey. Rebound Klatt, saved by Casey. 2 great saves on Corey Millen first, and then Trent Klatt. And Casey came way out into the mid-slot area to make both of those saves. Held on to by Klatt. Klatt in the corner looking. Corey Millen couldn't get it. They do not clear. Shot in Cavallini. Cavallini's coming. The defenseman up in the corner. Cavallini dumped it out in front. Donnelly just missed. Mike Donnelly was wide open. Held on to by Hatcher. Tremendous pace right now. Blues trying desperately to clear the zone, and they do. Great effort by Dallas to get it back immediately after that goal by Al MacInnis. Flipped out of the zone. Both teams making changes here. On the near side, Paul Broughton took a stick to the face, followed it in. Broughton's out in front. Couldn't get the shot through, though, as Adams tried to get it to him. Hatcher centering for Broughton. Deflected shot up in the air, covered by Casey. Mercy, what chances by Dallas after Al MacInnis with that vicious slap shot. Had one trickle through on the rookie goaltender Mike Torkia. The Blues lead at 1-0.
Don't touch him, you'll burn your fingers. Yikes. How hot is John Casey? Now we know why Cujo is on the bench backing him up. Watch his play. Basil McRae. Basil. Corey Millen with the 1 shot. Trent Klatt with the next one. That's when I started to laugh. I'm sure Casey was saying, one of you guys want to help me with a rebound here, maybe?
Mercy, what chances back for Hatcher. Hatcher drops it wide side. The rip shot deflects. Never ended up close to the net. Matvichuk had it from the point, but Dallas suddenly taking territorial control. Broughton wheeling to the middle. Broughton, great singular effort back from Matvichuk. His shot deflected wide into the corner. Blues have trouble clearing again. Was swept up the boards, and they finally get it out. They wanted to dump it in. Big hatchet job right there by Shanahan, who got away with, or Anderson, who got away with it. Picked up in the zone by the Stars. 1-0 lead here for the St. Louis Blues. Brought back up by Hatcher. Leads it near side. Everson back to Hatcher. And Hatcher, a penalty coming up. Hatcher got hit with a high stick by Brendan Shanahan, I think. As he took the shot, it was partially blocked. Then the stick rode right up into his face. And that's the call on Shanahan.
I was watching Paul Broughton, number 21 for the Stars. He played most of this last shift without his right glove on. He was worried about his hand. Boy, you get a little slash without your glove on and forget it. Your fingers are history. But Kevin Hatcher took one up high. He said, look, I already got the Band-Aid on my nose. He's got one of those breathe right deals on. Oh, must have just grazed him.
So the power play for Dallas down a goal. Hatcher will stay out on the point on that. See Dallas's power play tied for 19th. St. Louis penalty killing 18th. Ouch, both ways. Power play Dallas. Hatcher drops it off, and you would think both of these teams would do a little better in the power play because they've got some strength. You got Hatcher playing out there on a point. One of the main reasons he was acquired by Dallas, there he is the fact he's got that shot from the blue line. Gagne, St. Louis staying back. The middle clogged up. Gagne couldn't get that. Goes to center. MacInnis' goal at 6:05 from LaPerriere and Ellick. That gave the Blues the 1-0 lead. Now the Dallas Stars, first power play of the game for them. They are 3 for 25 against St. Louis this year. Hatcher forced by Tikkanen back. Boy, he is a great penalty killer. Esa Tikkanen wearing 10. Couldn't get that one. Ooh, open shot. The rookie Harvey passed it up. May think about that again. Knocked away by Casey, and the Blues, Esa Tikkanen clears the length.
You know, it was actually a pretty good play by Harvey, but when he backed off, he lost the puck. He's just a rookie, just turned 20 in February. He looked for that shot It was from far out. Nobody was going for the rebounds. A pretty good decision, but it didn't work out for him.
Harvey had a hat trick, first of his career on Saturday. Shot save made by Casey. Rebound deflected to the side. Corey Millens had some chances here in this first period. Cavallini shot deflected deep. Rebound saved by Casey on Donnelly, and he's got it under the pads. Oh, mercy. How did he find that second rebound shot? It remains Blues up 1-0. Let's check in with Deb Kaufman.
Okay, the Jets and the Oilers are still alive in the playoff chase. Now, in Winnipeg, the Jets took the early lead. Nelson Emerson beats Bill Ranford 1-0 Winnipeg, but Edmonton comes back. In a 5-on-3 power play, Peter White gets his first goal of the year, and they're tied at 1. Let's go back to Gary.
Wow, there's that logjam we talked about before the game at the bottom of the Western Conference. San Jose, based on wins, is in with 35 points, 35, 35, and 34 are all the bottom teams. Are they in the running? They are alive and well.
And we'll look at that more closely as we go along tonight. 32 seconds left on this Dallas power play. Intercepted Blues. Donnelly gets it back. Donnelly looking out in front. Shot, score! Power play goal! Mike Kennedy, the rookie.
There was nothing John Casey could do on that one. Mike Donnelly, number 11 for the Stars, just climbed onto the bench there. He has turned into a setup guy. This is his 4th assist in the last 2 games. This one to Kennedy, parked at the side of the net, and John Casey was not going to get there for that one. And that wasn't a Hail Mary by Donnelly. He looked through everybody and saw him standing back there waiting.
Kennedy, tied for 9th among rookies coming into this game, isn't tied anymore. Donnelly, the 9th leading rookie scorer now, and this game is tied up 1-1. And right back come the Blues. Shot deflected in front. Down went Jeff Norton. Norton took a chassé shot.
Smolek.
Smolek, yeah. Somewhere right around the head.
I think he did. I think it missed his shoulder pads. Well, he's up. It had to catch part of his helmet. Take more than that to keep tough Doug Smolek down. All of these Stars defensemen, I mean, one of the reasons Mike Torchia has been able to win is not only that he's played really well, but guys like Doug Smolek, Craig Ludwig, who went down in front of that Al McInnes shot. These guys block shots, they clear rebounds. Yeah, that was off the head. Chassé dinged him right on the side of the noggin.
Goal picked up by Kennedy, his 6th of the season. Donnelly the assist, 9:35, and it was a power play goal for the Dallas Stars. Oh man. I'll tell you right there, avoiding maybe his life, Kennedy, he had his head completely and entirely down. And he probably get another call. And this is almost necessary by Dave Jackson, the referee. This game started out at such a high pace and with pretty good fever in it. Both teams are getting the sticks up a little bit, and Jackson's going to get this back under control. Another power play for Dallas. Coming up, Chassé is going to the box.
It was Rick Zombo that missed Kennedy. Oh, man. I don't know how Zombo missed him, Gary. I mean, watch this, top of the screen. Here comes Zombo. Oh, and very often it's those grazing hits where you don't really connect with the guy directly that hurt the most. I mean, that's how guys break arms, break wrists. And Denis Chassé on the play as he got into the zone, picked up the penalty. Top of the screen, there he is on the hook. He is hooking Todd Harvey. Yeah, if Chassé lets him go, he doesn't get called. He just went a little too far.
10:06, the time of the call. So the St. Louis Blues, who drew first blood, have seen Dallas come back and tie it. And now the Dallas Stars will get their 2nd power play of the game. They scored on the first one on the 4th shot taken on that power play. Shots are 9-8 in favor of the Stars, and we're only halfway through the first period. An offensive first period, which you would think would favor the St. Louis Blues. Hatcher drops it down to Gagne. Gagne comes back up. Hatcher the one-timer, just high and wide. Rebound right in front. Gagne whacked at it and couldn't get it. Gagne was skating by Hull and tried for it. St. Louis, Gagne shot. St. Louis turned it over at the blue line as Harvey, the rookie, got it away to Gagne. And he was all alone coming in. Hatcher scores!
Well, not only have the Dallas Stars weathered that storm that they usually create for themselves, that slow start, but man, are they coming on now. Look at the Blues. Could have cleared. That was Brett Hull. Turned it back over. What a play by Todd Harvey to keep it alive. Gagne went high and wide. And then with 2 Blues over on the boards, Todd Harvey made the play again. Gagne behind the net. Hatcher read that, number 4 for the Stars all the way. You almost, if you're defending, you've got to beat Gagne as he comes out from the side of the net, because if the defenseman's pinching in, well, you see what happens. Hatcher with a terrific shot, nice and low, right under John Casey.
Kevin Hatcher, his 2nd goal in the last 8 games, a power play goal. They are 2 for 2 on the power play now, and Dallas takes the 2-1 lead. Delayed offside call. Hatcher's goal at 10:35 from Adams and Harvey, as St. Louis Blues now in the penalty killing unit have been outscored this season 43-32 in specialty team situations. That's not a good sign for Mike Keenan's club.
No, it isn't. And you know, you mentioned the Dallas, a game that may be wide open with a lot of shots might favor the St. Louis Blues. Bob Gainey's guys, if you look at the overall season, the answer to that question is yes. If you look at what's going on lately, the last 3 games for Dallas, they've scored 16 goals. Been over 5 goals a game average for the last 3. So Bob Gainey at the right time has gotten his offense rolling.
And you compare that with their season total, which is 2.9 goals a game, and you see how much they've improved lately as far as the offense is concerned. Dallas is 13th in offense in the National Hockey League. 2-on-1 break the other way. Gagne, Harvey. Gagne, Harvey couldn't bat it out of the air. Todd Harvey, the rookie, tried to put the aerial through and couldn't get to it. Perrier knocked it deeper into the zone, and Duchesne will come back to get it.
Yeah, if the Stars end up winning this, Gagne can say after the game, come on, kid, you got to get those. I don't care if they're 3 feet in the air, but Harvey got a piece of it. He did well to do that.
Gagne's the veteran with 2 rookies on a line they call the training wheel line here in Dallas. Because of the 2 kids that play with him, he says, I'm just trying to get them ready for the playoffs, and all season the rookies have been referred to as training wheels. He says so long as they start rolling on their own soon, and he's one of them, I won't mind at all. That's a live shot outside of Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas. Beautiful day here today, mid-70s. Everybody out walking, jogging, sitting around over at SMU today. I mean, it was just a day to be outside.
Getting lost, jogging.
That was you now, not me. But if you're going to get lost, you might as well get lost over there with the Mustang campus.
Right.
It is gorgeous over there. Deflected wide of the net, covered up there as the Blues were charging in. Playoffs are coming. Vitally important games as we go into the last week of the National Hockey League season. National Hockey Night and the playoffs. Yes, there are games yet to be played. Thursday night, Bill and I will be in Chicago as these Dallas Stars, who will finish on the road, take on the Blackhawks, who are struggling to get a win this month. Then the playoffs begin Saturday, May 6th. Mark it down, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We will have the beginning of the Stanley Cup playoffs on the 6th. Shot in wide of the net. Good hard shot by Zombo of St. Louis. Wheeled around far side, Adam Creighton. Creighton had it kicked away by Donnelly. Creighton, Shanahan, and Anderson out there on the line for the Blues. Held onto by Zombo to Anderson. Anderson shot almost ticked in by Adam Creighton. Deflected off the boards to Dean Evison, who got it out. And Dallas with a 2-1 lead. Comes back the other way. 3-on-2. Now 3-on-3. Cavallini's pass deflected almost right back to him. Up along the boards goes by. Creighton to center. Darian Hatcher had him lined up on the far side, and Hatcher's the one who went down and heads to the bench. He gets up. He's all right, I think.
He only got a piece of Brendan Shanahan. Then he went down and arched his back. It looked like he might have whiplashed his neck and his back.
Dave Roberts drop pass. Gilchrist just off the bench, intercepted. Played back by Al McGinnis, who has the goal for St. Louis. Blues back with Norton. Norton dumped it ahead to Roberts. Roberts sends it in. Roberts out there with Hull and Tikkanen. 2 veterans on the rookie. Roberts right there held it in. Hull trying to get it behind the net. He got pinned up against the boards. Matvichuk, nice play on him, just would not let him go. Norton drops it back as the Blues get back on side. Jeff Norton, a goal and 4 assists in the last 5 games, brings it in. Here's Roberts. The shot deflected off a skate back to him. Dumped it in the corner. McGinnis goes over, sees Hatcher coming, and lets him go by. Hall tried to center it, knocked away. Gilchrist picks it up for the Stars over skates. Roberts held it in. Zezel got it back over to Hatcher. Hatcher clears it up the near side boards out of the zone. Couldn't be handled by Donnelly. And St. Louis, wanting to make some line changes, holds on to it a minute. Picked up by McGinnis, who stays out. Dropped it in. 2-on-2 chance here. Chassé cutting to the net. He fell down right around. The shot save made. Good play made by Ian LaPerriere, the rookie. He got the shot. Helmet halfway off. Vitaly Karamnov.
I don't know who's there for Dallas, but that's pretty interesting. Vitaly Karamnov was pretty well standing his ground. Not a good move. That's Gord Donnelly. I didn't know who it was. Number 43 in white is one of the reasons Alan May was traded at the trading deadline, because they had enough toughness. Shane Churla was due back into the lineup tonight after a 4-game suspension, and Churla and Gord Donnelly will be the two hammers once the playoffs start. Guys that'll keep everybody honest out there. Mike Torquia had that wraparound attempt from Ian LaPerriere somehow slip under him as well. Here comes LaPerriere. Watch, he had room to step out front before he turned and shot. Where is it? It's at my feet.
Torquia played 4 years at Kitchener and 3 years at Kalamazoo, including this season. 23 years old. 74th in the 91 draft is where he was selected. I asked Bob Gainey, his coach, if he's got a chance in the National Hockey League, and Gainey said yes. He says there's going to be expansion. Where a good goaltender is going to come from. He says this guy's always been a winner and played on a Kitchener team that wasn't that good.
Yeah, exactly. Talk about a deep team. They're deep on defense, but Darian Hatcher, the guy you just saw on the bench, just about ended his game for tonight when he tried to hit somebody along the boards. That was Gord Donnelly going down. That might have led to the deal in the corner that Donnelly was involved with.
Maybe he thought he got kneed. It's kind of close.
Yeah, looked like he did.
Donnelly takes the roughing call here. 13:53. That's the only penalty. So another power play for the St. Louis Blues. Blues 0 for 1 on the power play here tonight. Stars are leading 2-1, each team with 10 shots on goal. Roberts won the face-off to Hull to Duchesne. Mike Keenan giving Roberts a chance. Robert tips it wide. He's liking the way this guy's playing. Obviously, Dave Roberts, 24-year-old rookie out there in the power play with Hull in the middle. Tipped away, stolen. Dallas shorthanded, brings it out. Held up by Roberts. Roberts and Gilchrist got into it. Gilchrist knocked him down and charges the other way. As a Tikkanen will try and set it up in front. Side pass deflected. Not out of the zone. McGinnis holds it in. Torquia did not see that come in. Made the save. McGinnis shot. Blocked out deep by Zezel. Knocked away off the boards by Ludwig and out. Al McGinnis back to get it. 1:15 left on the power play. Duchesne gets it back from Hull. Hull with Tikkanen in the middle. Lost it. Duchesne holds it in. Duchesne's having a great year. He got leveled out there by Donnelly, but he held it in once, not twice. McGinnis will come back to get it. Blues change up in the power play unit. 56 seconds left on it. Al McGinnis, who had that first goal, stays out. Here's Adam Creighton. He'll set up in the middle on this one. Donnelly intercepts and clears.
Oh, there is Darian Hatcher going at it again with Brendan Shanahan. Are they going to fight? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Right in front of the Dallas bench. Ooh, look at Hatcher go after him. And now Shanahan going after him. Remember, it was Hatcher that tried to hit Shanahan about 5 minutes ago in front of the bench and missed him and looked like he hurt his back.
This is Darian Hatcher, Kevin's brother. Brendan Shanahan, when he first came into the league, was noted as a fighter.
You bet he was, and he was 19 years old, and he fought everybody, and he did well against just about everybody, too. He is not as big as Hatcher, but boy, when that Irish temper gets wound up, he's pretty good. But he's being forced to go to the left here because Hatcher was pounding him with the right. Now, there's not going to be much for Hatcher to grab onto in a second. Everything's coming off, the underwear and everything.
This is a ferocious battle.
Yeah, man. Oh, watch this. Shanahan's got his right hand loose. He's going to try and get one. Oh, no. Hatcher's got his thumb in his underwear. It looked like he was hanging on by the thumb. Okay, you guys had enough?
Think the playoffs are coming?
Oh, man. Well, we talked about the size of the Dallas defense and how St. Louis thinks that mobility is a problem for them, so they challenge them. The two biggest defensemen, the brothers, Kevin and Darian Hatcher. Check out the size. And if they get into tough series with a lot of hitting and a lot of grinding and stuff like what we just saw that fight, Dallas is pretty well equipped, I'll tell you. Here's how it started. Hatcher moving up on Shanahan, and this time he didn't miss him. He almost put him into the Dallas bench. And this is the play earlier we talked about. Hatcher tried to get Shanahan, and Shanahan just stepped out of the way. You see how Hatcher was going to hit him straight on? Hardest way to line up a guy. You want a little bit of an angle so you can get your shoulder into it.
So with 4:50 left to go in the first period, Stars leading at 2-1. They will each get 5 for fighting, and both will get to head to the dressing room. And believe me, neither of them will mind that. They are going to need the full intermission and the 5 minutes to recover. 43 seconds remaining on the St. Louis power play.
And they've already had one good scoring chance that was accidental. There was a deflection in front that Mike Torchia. And Mike Torchia was standing back at his net pretty deep. Watch number 5, Doug Smolek. It either went off of him or Brett Hull. Oh, yeah, went right off of Smolek's skate. That was a centering pass by one of the Blues on the power play, and Torchia made a good save on a surprise.
Torchia, 225 pounds, has shown some real good reflexes, and a call behind the play with 33 seconds left on the Blues power play. There's a tripping call coming up here. It'll be on St. Louis, and Roberts will go. Dave Roberts will pick up the tripping call, and we'll have a 4-on-4 situation. Referee Dave Jackson, as we said, let it go for about 2.5 minutes, then realized this thing was going to get heated up, and now he's making the calls close to make it clear he's not going to let stuff go by. 4:41 left here in the first. 2-1 Stars leading on 2 power play goals. There's Dave Roberts, the rookie, going to the penalty box. We'll see what the 4-on-4 brings. Hull comes out and will take the face-off against veteran Peter Zezel. Hull and Zezel inside the St. Louis zone. Zezel won it back. Chased down there. And very deep in the zone goes Doug Smolek. Smolek. Cavallini had Esatikanen moving in. Comes back to Gilchrist in the middle, up to Peter Zezel. Here's Smolek on the near side. St. Louis playing, of course, for the rest of the year without Mike Modano, up with that serious ankle injury that has taken out their star and expected leading scorer. Great play by Gilchrist as he took Esatikanen down. Tikkanen was able to knock the puck away. And it'll be a power play now, minute 25 worth for the Stars. A power play for the Stars, but the St. Louis Blues have the puck.
Gary, I got confused too. I looked down. St. Louis had 5 players on the ice for about 10 seconds.
After they should have had 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, they got 4 out there now. Here's Hull up at center ice. He was ragging back a little bit, trying to get one short-handed. Deflects in behind the net. Hatcher came back to get it. Power play underway here for the Stars. They're 2 for 2 on the power play and have looked good on it. Right in near side, straight down the middle, backhand shot by Gagne, deflected wide. Gagne had it intercepted by Creighton, who clears it out of the zone. Gagne and Greg Adams teamed up on that chance for the Stars. Greg Adams, since coming over to this team, has 3 goals and an assist in 8 games. He was involved in the Russ Courtnall deal with Vancouver. Flipped up in the air and into the zone by Hatcher. Puck loose side of the net. Hard wrap around Guy Carbonneau, and Cavallini could not hold it in. Hatcher will come to get it. Hatcher driven deep back into his own end. Good play by Dennis Chassé, the rookie, who came up to get him. There's Harvey, had it banged away from him by Anderson, and Anderson dumps for the Blues. 10 seconds remaining on the power play chance. 2:50 left to go here in the first period in Dallas. Deb Coppin will bring you up to date on all the other important games of the National Hockey League during our first intermission. We'll have scores and some highlights for you of games that are very important as far as the playoffs upcoming that'll start on the 6th right here on ESPN. Touched up behind the net, no icing. Smolek cleared it around. He was waiting for a whistle, didn't get it. Penalty has expired. So the Stars do not convert on that minute 25 worth of power play time, and they're 2 for 3 when they've had the advantage tonight. Dropped away by Ludwig, back into the middle of Corey Millen. Millen flips it in. Millen's got Klatt and Donnelly. Mike Donnelly out there with him. Good hit by Donnelly on Zombo. Zombo, Donnelly and Klatt did battle. Donnelly, backhand shot, deflected by Casey. Veteran John Casey, 33-year-old, working at the side of the net on that one. Donnelly didn't have much of an angle. Cleared back out through center. Dallas back on the attack. Smolik to Klatt. Trent Klatt, a whistle, a penalty coming up. And maybe another high sticking call against St. Louis. We'll find out when we come back. It's the Stars 2 and the Blues 1. Dallas leading this one 2-1. See time remaining in the first. Other games of the National Hockey League we'll keep you abreast of tonight and the impact they'll have on the playoffs. Chicago trying desperately to win a game this month. Winnipeg, Edmonton both in the battle. That's an important game. San Jose is in charge right now for that A sport. Los Angeles, if they're going to win it and get in, they're going to have to do it on wins. They've had so many ties. If they get into a tiebreaker, they're not going to make it.
Every one of those games that we just flashed up has a tremendous meaning for at least one of the teams in the game.
Amazing with the final week of the season underway here. Power play now. Only one penalty picked up, and the Stars got it. A high sticking call. So the St. Louis Blues go back on the power play as the penalty was picked up by Smolik for slashing at 18:08. And the power play underway now for the Blues, who are trailing with 1:18 to go in the period. Shot has taken and saved. Roberts cutting in, no rebound. Mike Torchia was there and got the glove over it. We remind you our coverage of the National Hockey League and the Deuce will continue tomorrow night. The Pittsburgh Penguins are battling for the #1 spot with Quebec. They'll take on the New Jersey Devils, who are fighting for a home ice position. That's at 7:30 Eastern time on the Deuce. The Penguins and the Devils tomorrow. You see Quebec with the total of 60 points, and you see Pittsburgh only 2 behind them. The reason Philadelphia is in second seeding is because they are the division champions. So the 2 division champions get the first 2 spots.
Now the Flyers still think they can catch Quebec and finish #1 in the conference as well, and for that matter they can. So can Pittsburgh. That's the sense of urgency at the top of the standings in the Eastern Conference.
Now, we said this shortened season would go down to the final week.
But for once we were right.
Yeah. Very seldom does that happen, but this time it was right. All right, power play over to Hull. Brett Hull with 8 power play goals this year leads the team in scoring. He's got 28 goals on the season, cleared out of the zone. Hull tied for 5th among goal scorers starting tonight's play. Under a minute left to go in the period. Longer than that on the power play for the St. Louis Blues. Jeff Norton working a point, brought it in, lost it, cleared out. Short-handed Donnelly. Donnelly has McGinnis moving. Save made by Casey with the right leg. Donnelly with a short-handed chance. Here comes Roberts on the power play for St. Louis. Tikkanen batted away by Hatcher. And Roberts got it back. McGinnis ripped it, but it was wide. Still loose behind the net. Hatcher got it away, and it'll be cleared by Ludwig. All the way in.
Did you see that hop? That almost handcuffed John Casey. It took a weird high hop in front of him.
Back the other way, Peter Zezel. Plenty of time. Short-handed. With 11 seconds left in the period and 18 left on the power play for St. Louis. Al McGinnis will be called on the hook.
Great spurts short-handed. One by Mike Donnelly, that one by Peter Zezel. Zezel's a great diver, though. Man, can he make it look good. And he was being hooked by Al McGinnis. I think Zezel might have exaggerated a bit. See, there was the clear that really wasn't a good play by McGinnis to begin with. Then Zezel got wide on him. Here's a little hook. He was being hooked. No question.
He had a couple of steps. They almost had to hook him that time. Mike Keenan of the St. Louis Blues. They are 5th overall in the National Hockey League, and we'll show you some numbers later you won't believe on just how good a season they're having.
Yeah, exactly. And Mike brought it up. He's the guy that planted the seed. We did a little research.
Oh, yeah, he won't miss that. Hatcher moving in, the shot, saved, score! Kevin Hatcher with his own rebound.
What a killer goal. 4.3 seconds to go in the first period. And remember, this is 4-on-4. This is not a Dallas power play. That penalty to Al McGinnis just evened things up, okay? First things first, face-off won cleanly by Dave Gagne. Hatcher with a terrific feint on Guy Carbonneau. And You're talking about a guy that is a past winner of the Selke for the best defensive forward, and Kevin Hatcher hooped him.
With only 4.3 seconds left, Kevin Hatcher in a 4-on-4 has given the Stars a 3-1 lead in this game.
And have the Hatcher brothers ever been a big part of this first period? There is Carbonneau spinning around trying to get him. Hatcher with the shot. Casey with a good first save. And when you go high like that, you can't protect the rebound. Casey left the rebound. Hatcher finished it.
What a back-breaking goal at 19:55. Hatcher from Gagne. Mama. It is a 3-1 lead. Lots more coming. We'll be right back.
It's intermission in Dallas. Welcome to the Sports Smash. I'm Deb Kaufman. While both the Stars and the Blues are in good shape for the playoffs, St. Louis has clinched. Edmonton and the Winnipeg Jets are trying to fight their way in. The two are battling for the 8th spot in the West. Scoreless in the first period until Thomas Steen with a slap shot. The puck is loose and then knocked in by Nelson Emerson. 1-0 Winnipeg. Edmonton then had a 5-on-3 power play. Peter White, the give and go with Cedeno Seeger, and White scores his first goal of the season. It comes at a good time. The two teams tied at 1 in the first for Emerson. It's his 14th of the year. They're still skating in the first period. The Blackhawks have taken a lead on the Canucks. They've gone to intermission. Joe Murphy with his 20th of the year. Chicago is on a 13-game winless streak. Now, the two later games tonight will be the Red Wings and the Kings. The LA Kings are on an 8-game winless skid, and then the Flames and the Sharks. San Jose struggling to keep that last playoff spot in the West. Well, Notre Dame got themselves a new hockey coach today. Cap center Dave Poulin announced he'll retire at the end of the year to go back and coach the Fighting Irish. Poulin graduated from Notre Dame back in 1982.
Welcome back. Neither of these teams has lost in the last 5 games. Right now, the Dallas Stars leading the St. Louis Blues 3-1. As the old TV show used to say, welcome to I've Got a Secret. I had 3 feet, but only 2 of them worked.
Yeah, mine works and yours works, but Mike Modano's doesn't work. His is in the middle.
Mike Modano got to play 20 games this season and then the ankle injury, so let's start right there. How are you?
Pretty good. It's going to take a lot of time, but went to New York, and the doctor did a fabulous job of putting it together, Dr. Hamilton in New York City, so I was happy about it, and he was real happy about it after the surgery.
Well, listen, I mean, I remember at one point this season when you had a bruised ankle, but I read about that as a separate injury. Was it the same ankle?
It was the same one. It started from the shot I took from Grant Ledyard on the power play, and it just kind of got
Your
worse.
own guy hit you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and now he's got a broken ankle, so it's kind of ironic. He gets hit with a shot, and so, I mean, it just got worse and worse. We did a lot of treatment, a lot of rest, and to see if they respond.
And you're done, though, right? You can't come back this season.
No, I'm done. It's a 4 or 5 month period of this. Those tendons take quite a bit of long time, and I would have been probably better off breaking a bone, but it just got worse. And then playing in Vancouver 3 or 4 weeks ago, just turned it over and snapped them, and came back. And once you snap a tendon, it kind of rides up in your calf, and they got to go in there and reattach it. And there was no pain or nothing. It just happened about a quick 2 seconds, and that was it. So,
well, he's staying busy, folks. We're going to show you some clothing here. Tell us about your clothing line.
Well, it's something that I'm excited about. I started in Minnesota, and a couple friends of mine got together, and we started fooling around with the idea of starting to get something going with the fan club, and something to coordinate with Nine and Modano, and it turned out great. I mean, some guys are down here trying to help me with it, and we're excited about it. A lot of golf shirts going to come out soon. And
is it selling?
Yeah, I mean, it's doing great. I mean, we're corresponding with our fan club and sending out brochures, so we're getting a good response. We got finally a phone number out, and I'm into clothes. I like buying a lot of clothes, and I figured, let's get involved and see what we can do with it.
No, I was kidding you. I said, is this part of the number 9 outfit? And Mike says, no, but maybe someday. Pretty good threads.
Hopefully so. No, this is compliments to Lombardo in Dallas, so he does I'll plug him real quick.
Hey, I want to tell you one thing before you go on a hockey note. Those guys really miss you out there. They've only scored 19 goals in the last 3.5 games. I know you want to hear this. They're doing pretty good without you.
I've been hearing it. So a lot of guys have been stepping up. I mean, the goaltending's been, spectacular with Torquilla and Andy. And Andy hopefully will be back soon. But, I mean, we go 2 weeks with scoring 1 or 2 goals a game, and then we break out and score 16 and 3. So, I mean, that's the type of style we play. I mean, we play real defensive and wait for our chances. And, finally a lot of guys are creating their own opportunities out there.
Good. All right, Mike Modano's going to stay with us here for a period. so he'll comment on the game going on. His Dallas Stars are ahead right now by a score of 3-1. Second period face-off coming up. Fire on Ice, ESPN2's coverage of the National Hockey League is brought to you by Squirt. Drench it, quench it, squirt your thirst. And by new Wax Pack. Just add it to soap and water and wax your car while you wash it. And welcome back to Dallas on the Deuce, where Bob Gainey's team leads it. Kevin Hatcher's had the last 2 goals as he picked one up at 10:35 and another at 19:55. Kennedy the other for Dallas. First goal of this game, Al McGinnis had it, but the Blues have been held down since then. We were talking, Mike, about Kevin. His style of play has changed of late for your Dallas Stars.
A lot so. I mean, when we used to play against him in Washington, he was rushing, and I swear he led the team in scoring for 3 or 4 years. He was there, an all-star. He came here, and, you know,
well, Bob Gainey puts a leash on guys when they first get here, doesn't he?
He does a bit. I mean, I'm sure Darian kind of let Kevin know about what he's going to be into and play a simple game and not try anything fancy. But, I mean, Kevin's starting to feel comfortable, and you can see it. He's scoring goals. And
has Bob Gainey loosened him up a little bit and let him take some offensive chances or liberties?
I think so. I think Bob, you know, he's smart about that, and he's good. Bob's good about that. I mean, if you got the opportunity to go with the puck, I mean, by all means, go with it and do some smart things with the puck. So he's I mean, I'm sure his confidence level is really up there, and that helps the team an awful lot.
The officials getting the clock ready here. McGinnis picked up a hooking call at 19:48. Zmolik is already in at 18:08, so 7 seconds left on Doug Zmolik's penalty.
Yep, the St. Louis Blues scored first in this game. It was Al McInnis, and in this power play goal, Donnelly to Kennedy, and John Casey didn't have a chance on that one. And then Kevin Hatcher went to work. A couple of great plays by Todd Harvey. One crossing the blue line, then one along the boards, and then Dave Gagne. Nobody cut him off coming around the net. Bang! 2-1 Stars. Solo effort around Guy Carbonneau. And Mike, I mentioned when you beat a guy that like Carbonneau that at one time won the Selke, you've done something pretty good. Hatcher's got the moves.
Kevin's got some great talent with the puck. It's going to make some guys look silly out there.
Underway in the second period. Power play for 1:38 seconds now for the Stars. They can really bolt the door here if they can pick one up early on this power play. Stars get the chance. They've already scored 2 power play goals. They are 2 for 3. Hatcher going for the hat trick, and John Casey gloves it and hangs on. Casey is 2-0-2 in his last 4 starts, 5 consecutive starts. Curtis Joseph has had a hamstring problem and is out.
People might have noticed that Mike Modano's got a bit of growth going on the facial hair thing now. Is this the new look, or did you forget this morning?
I forgot this morning, and I got down here, and they gave me grief about not shaving and getting cleaned up for you guys.
You're lying, too. This is a 4-day growth you got.
I had a good one coming out of the hospital for 4 or 5 days, so I was...
It's playoff.
Yeah.
There's Cujo. He is ready. He's back and in game condition, apparently, but they didn't want to play him tonight. So Casey's in net for the St. Louis Blues, and Cujo getting a little extra rest doesn't hurt either. Right?
Yeah, Curtis Joseph is playing out his option for the 2nd time as a member of the Blues organization. Everybody else got signed to big money. Doesn't seem to be there for Curtis Joseph. Talked to his agent this morning. He said they're not even making an offer. They're going to wait.
And if he plays well and they wait,
it's going to cost him something one way or the other, because the Blues, because he will be a Group 2 free agent, can match, and that means somebody's going to offer him something, and they'll match.
Block shot down on the ice is Norton. He's hurt. Play will go on until the official decides he really can't get up, and the trainer will come out of the ice here. Jeff Norton stepped right in front of that shot from the circle on the far side and took the full force of that blast.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff Norton has not had an easy go of it getting in front of shots. About 3 weeks ago, he got hit right in the front of the forehead on his helmet from Al McInnis, his defense partner, and Norton, the guy you're looking at, was in front of the net on a power play. Al McInnis hit him right in the forehead through the helmet. The helmet didn't break, but Jeff Norton's forehead just about did. 31 stitches right through the helmet.
I couldn't believe the scar on his head wasn't any worse than what it is for that number of stitches. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot of nylon. He looks better right there.
He does. Well, the hit is actually pretty close to the hairline, and he's letting his hair sag down a bit until the scar heals. But where did he take that one, on the knee or on the ankle? Oh, looks like it's the knee.
May have caught it in the back of the knee. He got partially turned around as the shot was no more than 5 feet from him when he tried to get out of the way of it and just couldn't get there.
And there he is, 5 blue. And here comes the big shot. Who is that, Dave Gagne that let that go?
Yeah, that's Dave.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it might, you know, it looked like he turned sideways and it hit him on the side of the knee, and boy, oh boy, there's a lot of bone there and not as much padding as you need. Straight on, you're fine, but you get turned sideways one way or the other and you take a shot like that, ouch.
So he's going to head to the dressing room, and we'll see whether or not Jeff Norton is able to get back into this game. Norton has been playing well and a lot for the St. Louis Blues. You saw him on the power play working the point, taking his regular shifts and the shorthanded unit.
Gary, this could be a problem. I've been hit when I played on both sides of the knee. On the inside of the knee where he got hit, if you get hit right on the ligament, you can actually do ligament damage. On the outside of the knee, there are nerves there if you get hit right on the bone, so you lose either way if you get hit right on the bone on the side of the knee.
We'll try and get a report for you here. 58 seconds remaining on the power play for the Stars, who have it in the offensive zone. They are leading at 3-1. We're just underway in the second period. Hatcher Fireside, looking for a hat trick, has scored the last 2 goals in this game. And Dallas with Greg Adams out there in this power play unit. Adams looking. They've got Kennedy set up in Harvey set up in front. Picked up by Adams on the far side. Back to Gagne. Gagne looking, trying to get it through Glenn Anderson. Kicked it away, but not out. Held in. Dangerous play down low. Now it bounces over the stick of the line as Matvichuk could not hold it in. Adam Creighton back, forcing it a little deeper as the Blues will change up in the penalty killing unit. Hatcher lost it at center. Anderson clears the zone. Shanahan, great save made. Good kick by Torkia. He amazes me, Mike Madonna, with the quickness for a guy his size.
I mean, he's unbelievable. He's come in and played outstanding. His confidence is getting better game by game. And, I mean, he's a great kid. Everybody gets along with him well. And, I mean, it's great when you see him playing well like that.
A rookie who, as we told you, had 3 years at Kalamazoo. Penalty coming up here with a power play for the Blues over. There'll be another hooking call. Against the board, Steve Duchesne went down, and the Stars are going to continue to be short-handed.
Well, the St. Louis Blues are loaded on the blue line when it comes to people that can pick up points. These are their big men, the 2 guys, Al MacInnis, Steve Duchesne. Their numbers coming into tonight. Duchesne's got more points, but Al MacInnis has missed 11 games in a shortened season. Al is always up there at the end of the season amongst the leaders, if not the top guy in the NHL for points. That's why it's kind of interesting that the St. Louis Blues don't have much of a power play, but they really don't have a quality setup guy down low. Because Brett Hull is the trigger man, they almost always have to set up on the right-hand side so that you can get a read on him if you're killing. And they get by in the skill level of their point men. Guys like Al MacInnis and Steve Duchesne, with Brett Hull picking up rebounds most of the time.
Al MacInnis now at the age of 31, but continues to pump that big cannon shot. Here's the power play coming up again for St. Louis. They've not converted in 3 chances, and this season they are 1 for 23 against Dallas on the power play in this, the 5th game these teams have played, having split the first 2. So the shorthanded unit will go right back to work for the Dallas Stars. MacInnis will start it up for the St. Louis Blues. Duchesne and he will work the point on the power play. Hull will be up front. Esatikainen working along with Roberts right there, who took the hit from Smolik in the corner. Cleared around, not out near side MacInnis. That almost came out of the zone. It did. Zezel knocked it away, picked up by Ludwig. Won't matter as it's cleared up to Gilchrist shorthanded. Esatikainen spun him around, picked up by Al MacInnis. So MacInnis will start it again from behind his own net. Stars are leading it by a score of 3-1, so the Blues need a power play goal here to get this back to a 1-goal game. Hull tipped it up the boards. Roberts was battling for it. Knocked away by Craig Ludwig and out of the zone. Steve Duchesne. As the Blues change up, Roberts is forced to go a little bit deeper. The rookie turns it to the middle of Hull. Not a good pass. Donnelly short-handed, shot it in wide. Mike Madonna, how about Mike Donnelly's addition to this team?
He's been outstanding. I mean, he couldn't find his niche in L.A., but we're happy to get him here, especially Skull.
Here's Hull. Holds it. Shot. Save made as the net comes loose. Torkia making the save on a Hull breakaway. Deb Kaufman.
All right, guys, it's been a hotly contested battle between the Oilers and the Jets. 15 seconds into the second period, Shane Corson grabs the rebound and sends it in. He gives Edmonton a 2-1 edge. Let's go back to our trio in Dallas.
Deb, thanks very much. You'll keep us posted on those other important games going on right there. a goalie's nightmare.
Well, Brett Hull went to the side and he kept waiting for Torquia to get out of position, but he didn't. Torquia was right on him. But look at Torquia. 225 pounds. That's what he's listed at. He knocked the goal off himself just going for the save, and that had been one of the problems for Mike Torquia, the goalie that Brett Hull just shot on. Weight problem in his career. Finally, this season, he has really approached his discipline factor a little more seriously, and that's one of the reasons that the Dallas Stars were able to call him up. He's done a terrific job.
Bob Gainey told me before the game they sent him to the University of Toronto to be looked at physically, and the doctors there said, listen, this man's going to weigh 220 pounds, so don't think about him losing weight. Get him in physical condition to be able to use the weight, and that's what they did.
Or at least to carry it.
To carry it and play well.
But I was told by Ken Hitchcock, his coach in Kalamazoo, that his endurance level, and that's what they were talking about, get his endurance level up. Doesn't matter how much you weigh.
And he has worked hard at doing that. It's nice for big bone people like Katie Lang and me and Torquia to know that it's all right to be overweight. Brought back up by the St. Louis Blues as the power play's down to 7 seconds left on it. Blues just not able to get it going here. Adam Creighton looking. Shanahan! Save made. Torquia again. Creighton centering pass fanned on by Anderson. Penalty is over. Back up ice Donnelly. Donnelly tried to block it into the zone and could not. And the whistle on the two-liner. Well, the St. Louis power play not working, and that man one of the reasons. Mike Torquia, 3-1 Stars.
Mike Torquia has been the key guy for the Dallas Stars over the last couple of minutes, preserving this 2-goal lead. First of all, the breakaway save on Brett Hull from overhead. And then the other big sniper, Brendan Shanahan, as Torquia was leaning off the post, but he dragged his glove behind, was able to make the save.
Shows good balance out there. Stops the puck, and no matter how it's done, in the end, that's what matters. Dufresne got it away to Zombo. We've seen very little of Donald Dufresne, but he's going to be playing out there now as Jeff Norton has had to leave. So Dufresne, an extra D on the bench who Edmund Hughes, comes out. Shot by Zombo. Save made again and covered up. Mike Torquia has not shown a lot of rebounds in this game. Stars up by 2. I want to remind you here in the Deuce this Saturday night, what a battle. The Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens absolutely desperate for playoff points. You'll see them from the Forum on Saturday right here on the Deuce, 7:30 Eastern. And here's the reason why. Right now, Buffalo, 7th place. Montreal, you see, with 41 points, has got to get by Florida, Hartford, and at least catch the Rangers or Buffalo.
That's why it's so big for Montreal. They have 2 games left for the Sabres, 1 in Buffalo, 1 in Montreal. Those 2 games may tell it all for the Canadiens.
Saturday night, right here on the Deuce. Shot save made with a glove by Torquia. Show us what else you got. He's putting on a show, and the crowd's loving it.
Yeah, you know, Mike, one of the things that Ken Hitchcock told me when I talked to him today about Mike Torquia is he's got, great reflexes. He's almost like a skilled player in goal, but besides that, he's so likable. The guys play hard in front of him. Great glove save there. You know what I'm talking about? There are goalies that you like and you play hard for.
Yeah, I mean, it's great when everybody, supports each other and has confidence in one another, and that shows a strong team. And I mean, we don't have the greatest talent compared to Philly or Detroit, but I mean, when guys play together as a team, it's amazing what can be done.
Yep.
Ian LaPerriere, Dennis Chassé battling in behind the net. There's a penalty. That could be 5. Vitaly Karamnov, that's from behind the back check, right up against the boards. It looked like it was intended, and if he doesn't get 5 in a game on this, he is going to be a very fortunate St. Louis Blue.
He'll probably only get 2 simply because Smolek got right up. I mean, if Doug Smolek had decided that he wanted to stay down for a while, it could have been worse. I think Smolek and Karamnov were the guys that got into it down in the corner with Gord Donnelly involved in the first period.
They're not done in the corner. We told you Dufresne hasn't played much. He's being held off down there from Smolek, who's checking to make sure his face is still in place. That's one of the new rule implementations this year, that check from behind when you're within 3 feet of the boards.
But Mike, don't you see a lot of players that are willing to take the hit, turn their back to take that hit?
A lot of it. I mean, behind the net, especially when you're protecting that puck and a defenseman, I mean.
Well, that time, I'll take that back. Smolek didn't look like he turned.
Yeah, his back was totally turned the whole time. But guys protect the puck, and I mean, when you're along the boards, especially, you're going to protect the puck, keep your body between you and the defender and the puck. And I mean, a lot of times they keep pushing you in the hips and behind in the back, and eventually you're going to go over. And I mean, eventually, sometimes the ref calls it, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah, it's a good rule and it's a good penalty, but like any other penalty, the players always explore the limits of just how far you can go to use it to your own advantage. Why
refereeing is never easy. It is only a 2-minute penalty, and he's lucky that's all it is. Karamnov goes for the boarding at 4:47. And a power play here for the Stars. Another chance for them to increase their lead to 3. They are already 2 for 4 in the power play. And Jeff Norton, who left the ice after blocking that shot, is back on the bench for the St. Louis Blues.
And the sigh of relief you heard was from our producer, Tom McNeely. Why? He's Jeff Norton's cousin.
So Jeff can call home and say, no, he is okay. Played back in behind the net. Stars back on the power play. A couple in 4 chances thus far tonight. Hatcher has 2 goals already in this game, and he's out there working the point. Gagne centered. Esa Tikkanen able to block it. Big play by Tikkanen as they had John Casey out of the net that time, but could not take advantage of it. Matvichuk working back in the power play unit over to Hatcher. Hatcher behind his own net with Tikkanen circling in front of the net. Shots are even at 16, but the Stars are up 3-1. All the goals came in the first. Hatcher tried to send it in. Knocked down, sent out of the zone by Jeff Norton. And at the far end, Mike Torchia goes back. Matvichuk will come back and get the puck. Both these teams 3-0-2 in their last 5 games. Icing call coming up here. That will be touched up with 1:04 left on the Stars power play. 14:18 left to go here in the second period. And Tom McNeely has just said that our production of the Stanley Cup Finals last year has won an Emmy tonight for an event. So congratulations. Mark Quinzel was executive producer, now moving up to director of programming at ESPN, in charge of this ugly outfit that went ahead and did all that stuff. A tremendous production last season, and that's nice.
We need to thank the New Jersey Devils, the New York Rangers, and the Vancouver Canucks for making it so exciting for all of us.
You got that part right. 57 seconds left on this power play chance for the Stars. Sent into the corner, but a delayed offside call. We'll get the whistle.
Mike Modano, were you watching those games? The games we did?
Definitely.
And how'd you think we were?
Emmy material.
Boy, there's a question. Now, what the hell are you going to answer to that question?
I mean, from the hockey standpoint, I mean, you were a player. You were sitting there watching it. You know how fans were reacting. How were you reacting?
I mean, it's exciting when you can really get, I mean, you guys did a great job, and it means so much when you have 2 announcers who really can show you the game and really bring it on TV and make it exciting for you guys.
Wait, I got
20. Give me my 50.
How about
50? You told us you'd do that for 20.
Large bills. Boy, are we glad Mike Modano was brought up here, I'll tell you. Cleared out of the zone by Duchesne. And played at the far end by Cavallini. 42 seconds left on the power play chance for the Stars, who are leading this by 2. They'll get another rush at it here. That's Darian Hatcher dropping it off. They get it in the zone. Pushed by Kennedy down low. Played by Casey around the boards. Still time remaining. 28 seconds on the advantage. Millen back to Donnelly. Donnelly hit by Duchesne. Still has it. Good effort by Mike Donnelly to hold on to that one. Donnelly coming back up on the near side boards. They go back. Cavallini drops it off. Hatchet moving in. Looking. Centering pass. No backhand shot. It was blocked. Donnelly had the chance. Never ended up on net. And Paul Cavallini dropped back. 6 left on the power play. Hatcher sent it in. Delayed offside call. I have not seen the Stars, Mike Modano, play this well this season. When did this thing turn around for you guys?
Man, I mean, it's been up and down a lot, and I mean, when we weren't scoring goals, a lot of games we scored last year were by 1 goal, and you know, the last minute or 2 would get these nail biters at the end of the game with the face-off in our zone, and we're winning our games. And this year we get in the same position, and teams have been tying us up, and I mean, a lot of last-second goals, and it's been frustrating when you can't pull those games out like we did last year, and this year is totally opposite.
Well, I'll tell you what you've made the most of is of this homestand. This is the 6th of 6 consecutive games at home, and you guys are undefeated. 3 wins, no losses, 2 ties. This, to me, was the make-or-break stretch of the season for you guys. and you did what had to be done.
Very much so. I mean, the start of the year was very tough at Reunion. I mean, it took a while to win our first game in Reunion, and the fans were getting on us, so things weren't going very well for us, but it's nice to see at the right time of the year things start to go well with us, especially in this Reunion arena.
The Dallas Stars won one of their first 8 home games, and finally 2 days ago got to the 500 mark at home. That's how well you've played at home since then, but what a bad start here in Dallas.
It was tough. I mean, 1 year in Dallas and fans were ready to ship us back to where we came from.
All the shot save, rebound deflected wide. Again, Hull denied. Mike Torkey again making the save. Gilchrist the other way for the Stars, sends it in on Casey, deflected into the corner. Gilchrist moved over. Gilchrist effort held it in, near side shot blocked out deep as it hit Zombo. Good chance for Paul Broughton that time, who was open in the middle. Tikkanen leads the charge. Hull in front, back to Roberts. Good back check made by Millen. Back over far side top. Roberts shot through a screen, deflected wide. Hull was in front of the net, is still there. He got knocked down. Pass did not come through. Hull battling in front on that series. Karamnov back up. Man, he got the stick up. He just got through with that penalty on the hit from behind. Straight down the middle. Chassé, save made again. Rebound, score! The St. Louis Blues, Dennis Chassé, the first one. Then rookie Ian LaPerriere, the rebound. And it's 3-2 Stars.
What a shot by LaPerriere. Torkey made a terrific save on Chassé, who was in alone. Pretty tough to control the rebound when you're coming out to cut down the angle the way Torkey was, but that was a terrific shot that Torkey had no chance at all on. This kid line with Chassé on one side, LaPerriere in the middle. Here's what it looked like. Al McKinnon started it, went crossover to Jeff Norton. Norton found Chassé. Away he went. I'll tell you, somebody had LaPerriere there and let him go right there. Still don't know who that was. I think it was Greg Adams. I think Greg Adams, number 23 for Dallas, had LaPerriere. So it's the second and third guy after a breakaway save that are the most dangerous, obviously, and you got to take them hard. That time, Greg Adams let LaPerriere get away from him.
21-year-old LaPerriere picks 12th goal of the season. He also is among the leading rookie scorers. He was tied for 5th among rookie scorers coming into this game. Chassé and Norton on the assists at 8:06, and the Blues have cut this to a 1-goal lead. Back into the zone, Smolik cleared to center. Back up on the right wing side, Kennedy got the move in. Kennedy centered, knocked away by Casey, shoveled back into him by Chassé, who then has to pick it up himself. Chassé was trying to get the puck frozen up with his goaltender, didn't do it. Shot by Gagne's, blocked out by McGinnis, and a fight on the far side. Ian LaPerriere just picked up that last goal, and Smolik of Dallas are into it.
Wow. Smolik's got the big advantage there. He's a tough guy, and he's used to mixing it up. LaPerriere, great offensive skills, but he bit off plenty there. Probably more than he could chew.
Mike Modano, we hope next time we see you back out there on skates. Thanks for being with us.
Hopefully so. Thanks for having me, Gary.
Mike Modano, our guest here. He's out for the season with the ankle injury. Penalties when we come back.
Another big save by John Casey. One of the reasons he signed as a free agent with the St. Louis Blues, thought he'd have a chance at a Stanley Cup ring. Big save at a big time. The St. Louis Blues have come back and made this a 3-2 game, and then John Casey right here with a couple of terrific saves to hold him in, to try to help the comeback. Very quick. With John Casey, as most small goaltenders, what he gives away in size, he makes up for in quickness. He's quick on those two.
So a penalty picked up on a double minor will give the Blues another power play. Smolik is going to get the roughing call at 8:40 along with LaPerriere, but Smolik gets 4 and LaPerriere gets 2. So a power play here for the Blues again, and a chance for them to get this game tied up. St. Louis Blues have scored 1 power play goal, no power play goals in 4 chances. 0 for 4 on the power play, but a chance right here to tie this game up if they can get one. Here's Adam Creighton, drops it off. Creighton, who had that great start goal scoring. Had it in the first week. Here's Gilchrist. Gilchrist and Zezel, 2-on-2 short-handed. Gilchrist, Zezel, what a save by John Casey, denying the short-handed chance. Let's check in with Deb Kaufman. Deb.
We're continuing to keep an eye on the Edmonton-Winnipeg game, and again, Peter White's involved. On a shot from the point, he tipped it to Mike Stapleton. It's past Tim Cheveldae, and Stapleton gives the Oilers a 2-goal lead. Let's go back to our guys in Dallas, where it's now a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, thanks very much. Vancouver, Chicago, they are tied at 2-2 now. Chicago struggling after Jeremy Roenick's absence to win a game.
And the Vancouver Canucks don't have a playoff spot sewed up. Boy, that's for sure. They're on the bubble. There's a chance that our finalists from last year won't make it.
Amazing stuff in the National Hockey League shortened season. But what a great finish for the fans with some great games like this one. I mean, Dallas still not in officially. They need 4 points somehow with either picking them up themselves or other teams' losses. The Blues are in, but they'd like to gain some more ground. Shanahan back. Power play underway here. That comes outside the zone. Oh, they got to go way back. Duchesne's pass just trickled outside. Norton on the far side couldn't hold it in. Duchesne knocked down. Creighton off for Norton. Norton's got a little room. Norton the D moving in. Shanahan waiting. Shanahan dropped it. Creighton couldn't play it. Creighton, Glenn Anderson, and Shanahan up front on the St. Louis power play. Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan hit by Hatcher and hard into the boards. Glenn Anderson. Anderson. Creighton knocks it down with a glove. Creighton takes the bang from Hatcher. Anderson over. Good play by Anderson. And Creighton down low. Duchesne near side Norton. They've got 40 left on the power play. Duchesne some room in the middle. Shanahan, the wrist shot partially blocked by Darian Hatcher. Brother Kevin clears it up and over the glass.
Well, now we get a chance to show you that terrific save John Casey made moments ago. After a turnover in the neutral zone, the right of your screen, Adam Creighton had it. Brent Gilchrist poked it away. And then on the left, Peter Zezel. Great play to push by Steve Duchesne. You just have to get your arms and your legs out there and hope that the shot hits you. And Casey got better than that. Went right into his glove, but give him full marks. He got over to the side of the net that he had to get to. Zezel he was just shaking his head after that one. You know, John Casey hasn't played that many games this year for the St. Louis Blues, but every practice he has approached as if he was going to play that night. I mean, he deserves so much credit. He's one of the hardest workers on this team, playing or backing up. It doesn't matter to John Casey. He is always game ready.
Curtis Joseph has played in 32 games. John Casey is playing in his 18th tonight. He is 6'4" but good numbers. Yep. 2.65 goals against and a .901 save percentage.
And you say played in 18 games. Those aren't all full games. Mike Keenan has done the in for 5 minutes and then out back onto the bench too.
A lot.
Yeah.
Power play down to 23 seconds for the St. Louis Blues. Dallas Stars leading 3-2. 9:40 left in the second period. Right into the zone by Roberts. Roberts intended for Hull. Gilchrist broke it up. Bill Holder steps in. Roberts couldn't handle it behind the net. McGinnis will step up. McGinnis dumps it around wide side. Holder to get it. 5 on the power play. Holder challenged by Zezel. Batted up in the air by Ludwig, not out. Knocked down by Darian Hatcher. Darian Hatcher does battle with Esa Tikkanen. Penalty over. Bill Holder deflected off the stick. Good save made by Torkia that time. And that'll be covered and held on to. So the Blues do not convert on the power play opportunity, and the Stars continue to lead at 3-2. And here at Reunion Arena in Dallas on the deuce, our Pringle storyline looks like this. Kevin Hatcher going after the hat trick for Dallas. The power plays have mattered for the Stars as they've got 2 of the 3 goals off it. And the Stars 3-0-2, just like the Blues in the last 5 games.
And we have a Pringles replay for you. And with the goaltending in this game, you had to guess that it was either Torquay or this guy, John Casey. That was the save he just made off Peter Zezel. Mike Torquay at the other end. I got this one, no sweat. He snapped that one out of the air and just put it in his pocket and said, I'll take a whistle.
Well, he's written the story. The goaltenders this year, like last year, have dominated the news in the National Hockey League. A lot of young goaltenders, like Blaine Locker with Boston, who come up and had such magnificent seasons, writing some great stories. Gagne's pass blocked away. Torquay, of course, a little less of the story because it's only the 5th game he has played in his NHL career all this year.
Todd Harvey got away with one there. He flat out tackled Steve Duchesne.
They both got up and skated away and stay out on the ice. Sent back into the zone by Gagne. Changing up behind it, the Stars. 8:38 left here in the second period. St. Louis trying to get it going up ice. Intercepted again at center, Cavallini. He got decked after he sent that into the zone. He got leveled on the far side by Ian LaPerriere. There he is, LaPerriere. LaPerriere moving in, battles with Hatcher, and Cavallini lined him up and got away with it. Cavallini was looking for him and put the big shoulder hit on him. LaPerriere dropped it off, intercepted by Millen. Karamnov intercepts that. Karamnov turning to the middle, back to Zombo. Zombo to tie it, wide on the shot. LaPerriere the rebound. LaPerriere, great effort by LaPerriere in this shift. He's taken some shots and he's given it back. Here's Donnelly. Donnelly drops it off. It's the Blues recovering on the errant pass. Zombo's got it. Both teams changing it up. Right into the zone with the Blues, trailing by one. Guy Carboneau's pass deflected. Here's a chance for a 2-on-1 the other way. Millen on the left side. Millen's open in the middle. A shot deflected wide by Zombo. Zombo blocked Broughton's shot. Was a 2-on-1. Centered, goes off Casey's stick. Picked up and cleared out by the Blues' Todd Ellick. Ellick has not played a lot tonight. Coming off the bench here in the second period to get some ice time. Carboneau on the offside call.
Man. Well, it's heating up. We've got a one-goal game. Dallas leads by 1, and bodies are flying everywhere. Big hit by Ian LaPerriere, and Paul Cavallini went down. Tackle.
Take a look at downtown Dallas. Reunion Arena located just around the corner. This city has a great skyline, and inside averaging over 16,600 here this year. Vancouver's taken the lead in Chicago, where we will be Thursday night on ESPN, and Edmonton leading Winnipeg. Both teams still have a shot at making the playoffs in that real battle in the Western Conference for the final couple of positions. Face-off won by Dean Evison. The Stars are leading here 3-2. Blues have outshot them now 21-20. Kevin Hatcher's had a couple of goals for the Stars, including the last 2 in this game. The last 2 scored by the Stars. Blues picked up a goal here in the second to cut it to 1. McGinnis doing battle in the corner. Look at McGinnis and Paul Broughton. Couple of veterans really going at it. Dean Evison dumped it off. There is McGinnis to pick it up. Cleared wide side, and Zombo will get it out of the zone. Hard pass Shanahan, leading the charge to Anderson, who avoided a check by Cavallini. Or Cavallini avoided him because he had him lined up. Sent in Casey behind the net.
Yeah, if you're going to hit Glenn Anderson and he sees you coming, you could get the worst of it.
There's Anderson moving in on Hatcher. Hatcher trying to cut him off. Finally does. Cleared around the boards by Millen. Platt couldn't get to it. Platt does now. Gets it away to Millen. He's got Donnelly onside. Donnelly moving in. Getting back to Blues. Deflected on the pass to Millen. Trent Platt holds it in. No stick out there in the corner for Dufresne. Back up to Hatcher. Hatcher shot wide. Through a screen, though. Donnelly drops it off. This line has been tenacious tonight for the Stars with Donnelly and Platt and Corey Millen.
Tenacious and fast. Remember the LA Kings a couple years ago in the Stanley Cup Finals? That fast line they had Corey Millen and Mike Donnelly as 2/3 of it. Tony Granato was the other guy.
There's Hull. The shot blocked. Bounced off Gagne. Wide side. Coming back, Todd Harvey dropped it off. Harvey into the zone. Duchesne there takes it away. Duchesne looking as the game opens up. Played by Roberts. Roberts to Hull here. Hull off the skate back. Great pass. Score! Karamnov for the tic-tac with Brett Hull has tied the game at 3.
What a play. I thought the Dallas Stars had enough people back, and I don't know if Bob Gainey agrees, but the Blues just found some seams to skate through and made it count. All right, here are the Stars coming back. Roberts to Karamnov. Look at all the Stars standing around. There were 3 people back. It looked like nobody wanted to pick anybody up. Oh, what a play by Brett Hull. Yeah, that's one of those, yay. I mean, it's so easy. You don't even cheer real loud. Yay.
Right on the tape. That'll be the 20th assist of the season for Hull. Karamnov gets his 3rd goal. Karamnov's been up and down this season, as he was last year with the Blues minor league organization. In fact, Bill and I were talking about him. There he is, number 12 with the puck. He's never played this physical in the times we've seen him.
I've never seen him. I mean, he's running into people, and you brought up a good point, too. He said chippy, and I agreed. I mean, he can hurt you the way he's playing in this game. I mean, he's really into it.
And the Blues have tried to get him to play that way and hadn't until now. Backhand shot went wide. Chassé put the hit on. Karamnov takes the hit again from Mike Kennedy. Karamnov has both lined people up and been lined up. Gagne hits him as he heads to the bench. Karamnov tried to come back, and Ray Scapanello, the linesman, had to hold him off.
Now, the problem for Karamnov is he doesn't do it all the time. So when you do it against a team, all of a sudden you're skating around with a bullseye on your jersey yourself.
Ian LaPerriere put that last hit on. There's LaPerriere doing battle. He has played a strong physical season. LaPerriere right there doing battle with Ludwig. LaPerriere controlled it momentarily, got hauled down, penalty coming up. There's the whistle, and LaPerriere created the penalty on Dallas. A St. Louis power play coming up.
It's time now.
Peter Zezel hooking, 15:33.
There's the man that set up the terrific tying goal, 3-3 hockey game. There's Peter Zezel. So now St. Louis gets a chance to go ahead. You know Brett Hull will be out on the power play, and they try to find him in the zone. This is through almost 2 periods tonight. 17 passes to Brett Hull. 11 have made it to his stick. He has launched 3 shots, 6 scoring chances. So that means he's taken a lot more than 3 shots. Some of them just haven't been on goal.
Karamnov the last goal. LaPerriere the one before that to get St. Louis back tied. Kevin Hatcher's had 2. Mike Kennedy has had 1 for the Stars. And Al McGinnis the first goal of this game for the Blues. And St. Louis trying to get the power play going. 7 shots, but they've got an offer on the power play tonight. Back to the point, McGinnis. Duchesne taking it out there with Hull and Shanahan now in this power play unit for St. Louis, and McGinnis couldn't control the pass from Brett Hull. McGinnis chases it down back in his own end. A chance for the Blues to go on top. Only lead they've had was that 1-0 in the first period when McGinnis got that opening goal. Esa-Tikkanen. Hatcher, Darian Hatcher, and he poked away to Hull. Hull drops it back to Shanahan to Hull cutting. Hull the shot tipped wide. Shanahan centering pass blocked by Hatcher. Hull and Shanahan both there. Shanahan from Hull. Shanahan looking. Esa-Tikkanen on the half boards goes low on Hatcher. Taken and centered back to Hull. The wrister never got through. Short-handed Gilchrist. Here comes Hatcher. Kevin Hatcher left side. Gilchrist in 2-on-1. Short-handed. Save made by Casey. Pokes it away to Duchesne. Only 2 back. Could be a 4-on-2. Hull's got it. St. Louis short a man up ice because they've got a player hurt, McGinnis.
Yeah.
In his own zone. Play goes on. Shanahan drops it off. McGinnis just trying to get to the bench. He can't get there.
He's in trouble. It looks like it might be his shoulder. Remember, he missed 8 games with a shoulder.
Duchesne the shot deflected down low. McGinnis goes to the bench. It's cleared out of the zone by Gagne. Al McGinnis in great pain, just barely able to get off the ice under his own power. Adam Creighton, power play shot deflected wide. Roberts trying to center. Karamnov out there with him. 18 left on the power play. Karamnov back to Bill Holder. Holder dropped it down low. Creighton tried to sweep it around, couldn't. Shot, save made. Norton took it through a screen. I don't think Torkia saw that till it hit him. Back up to Bill Holder. His shot deflected wide in front by Roberts. Karamnov back to get it. Hit by Gagne. Penalty is over, but the Blues keeping the heat on. Centering pass. Ludwig trying to clear dives. Great pressure, but no goal. Intercepted Gilchrist. Gilchrist moving. Gilchrist for Zezel. Rolled in wide. Far side Cavallini cleared up along the boards. Ellick couldn't get it out of the zone. Hatcher held it in. Norton will try it again behind his own net. Platt steps up. Platt's got it for the Stars. Back for Gagne. Centered. Millen shot. Save. Rebound. Puck just tunneled to the glove. And the outstretched stick of Donnelly. Donnelly dropped it to Platt. Creighton back. Donnelly shot. What a save. Casey deflected back out to Norton. Norton in his own zone. They can't clear. Millen's got it again. Corey Millen. Millen back for Donnelly. Creighton intercepts. And the Blues need to clear desperately and get it. Dallas tries to keep this line on the ice. They do. St. Louis needs a change here, but they haven't been able to get it far enough up to do it. They'll try now. Hatcher knows it. They try and sneak somebody through. They do. Down low. The shot deflected wide. What a chance for Todd Harvey. He had a 3-on-2. Donnelly still out there. Donnelly with Harvey and Miller. Harvey had it blocked. Never got the shot off.
The problem for St. Louis is this is the second period. That means you are farthest from your bench twice a game, first period and third period. You're at the end where your bench is. The Blues were caught on their end in the second period. Long way to go to get to the bench to change.
Chassé intercepted, wraparound block by Cavallini. Cavallini with his goaltender out. Made what in essence was a save on a wraparound chance. Picked up down low by Mike Kennedy. Kennedy clears it out of the zone, tipped ahead. Zombo, they wave off the icing. Zombo, Gagne collide. Gagne the puck. Picked up near side. Chassé tipped it out of the zone. What a shot. Put on the near side by Matvechuk. A big hit by Richard Matvechuk. The Stars that close to getting a goal. They just haven't been able to finish here. With 14 seconds left to go in the period, a whistle as it went off the Dallas bench.
Is this any good? Oh, man. You got to remember the St. Louis Blues. Mike Keenan said before the game, yeah, we want to catch Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, etc. They're in the other conference. I mean, come on, how much is at stake here for the Blues? For Dallas, yeah, they've set their sights on catching Toronto, but they got to catch Chicago as well and Vancouver. In spite of the fact that there doesn't seem to be that great an incentive for this game, at least to me, these two teams have given us a look at what the playoffs are going to be like. And the St. Louis Blues may end up getting some bad news. This is Al McInnes after he made it off the ice. Took him forever. They took him right to the locker room. It was, in fact, his left shoulder that was hurt about a month and a half ago. He missed 8 games because he dislocated his left shoulder. And I'm not a doctor, obviously, and we're guessing from here, but I've seen a lot of guys with dislocated shoulders leave the ice just like that.
That could be a big loss. 10 seconds left to go in this period. The Blues have scored twice. LaPerriere at 8:06 is 12th from Chassé at Norton, and at 14:27 Karamnos third from Holland Roberts to tie this game up. After 2 periods of play, the Stars and the Blues are tied at 3. The Stars out shooting the Blues 24-23 after 2. So the rumble's going to continue. We will be back during this second intermission with Brendan Shanahan, a very intense player who has been in a big fight here in this game tonight. This is the kind of intensity he brings to the ice. But when he's off the ice, he's got a great sense of humor that you'll enjoy, I think, during our second intermission. That'll be coming up right after Sports Smash. We've got it for you.
We've got a tie game in Dallas. Welcome to the Sports Smash. I'm Deb Kaufman. While both the Stars and the Blues are in good shape for the playoffs, St. Louis is clinched. Edmonton and the Winnipeg Jets are trying to fight their way in. The two are battling for the 8th spot in the West. Tied at 1, 15 seconds into the second period, the Oilers put pressure on the net. The slap shot is saved, but Shane Corson gets the rebound. 2-1 Oilers. A little later, Peter White, who already had a goal on the night, the nice pass to Mike Stapleton, and Edmonton continuing to pour it on. Todd Marchand gets his 13th. It's now 4-1 Oilers. They're done skating in the second period. White has a goal and an assist. The Chicago Blackhawks continue to struggle. They're now down 3-2 to Vancouver. The Blackhawks were on a 13-game winless streak. They're 0-8-2 since Jeremy Roenick got injured. The 2 10:30 starts are Detroit and LA. The Kings are also struggling. They're on an 8-game winless skid. And the Flames and the Sharks, San Jose, struggling to keep that last playoff spot in the West. Well, Notre Dame got themselves a new hockey coach today. Cap center Dave Poulin announced he'll retire at the end of the year to go back and coach the Fighting Irish. Poulin graduated from Notre Dame back in 1982.
Welcome back to Dallas, everybody. You say you're not ready for the playoffs? Well, if this game doesn't get you jacked up, nothing will. Look at the score. 3-3 at the end of the second period. The St. Louis Blues closed. They were trailing by 2. One guy that's been in the middle of it all tonight, Brendan Shanahan, even got in a big fight in the first period. And this season, he has been in and out of Mike Keenan's doghouse. I don't think it matters if Brendan Shanahan's in the doghouse or the White House. He's always going to be a funny guy. He will make everybody laugh if they give him enough time to talk. Gary Thorne sat down with Brendan Shanahan before the game. It's interesting. Gary and Brendan.
Bill, thanks very much. I'm here with Brendan Shanahan, one of the stars of the National Hockey League in scoring. This guy has one of the most interesting press guide bios you'll ever see. Now, last year we talked to Shanny about it. He auditioned for the role of Dino in the Flintstones movie. That was one lie, and then there was this. Well, if you think that's bad, folks, the other thing he wanted to do this summer is that, and apparently according to the press guide, it actually happened, saxophone. And not only did he play saxophone, but it was in the Canadian Jazz Festival. So, Shannon, we wanted to have the opportunity to hear you do it.
I would, except the coach says no sax before a game. I would. I can. I would because I can.
My wife says that was one of the all-time great original lines ever. Now, look, you've done it again this year in the press guide. It says, number one, that you made your movie debut in Forrest Gump, the football scene. You were in it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do. I don't golf in the summer, so I do have a lot of time on my hands. And I was just walking down the street, and I've had a few bad haircuts since then, and they asked me to be in the scene, so I did it.
And who are you in that scene?
I'm one of the football players. I'm Forrest Double.
And then Andre Agassi came in contact with you?
Well, yeah, he didn't, I just big fan of tennis, so U.S. Open, they needed a ball boy, and I was there, and I mean, I'd rather be down in the court. You don't believe me with any of these, do you?
I don't believe any of this, but go ahead.
You don't believe any of this?
No, I don't believe any of this, but go ahead.
I have some proof.
You have some proof?
I know you're going to ask me the next one.
Yes, I am, that there was this thing in Ireland. You were the backup goaltender for the Irish soccer team in '94?
Do you want to bet?
What? Do I want to bet? Now, Shanny, I've known you long enough to know you would never bet if there was even the slightest chance you'd lose.
If I could prove it to you, would you do like a handstand on the TV in front of the TV cameras?
I would if I could. Like you said about no sacks before a game.
You got to do one of my games with my hockey sweater on.
Oh, that's a deal.
Okay.
That I'll do.
I'll prove it. There it is.
That's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. There is... Who did that for you?
That's a real picture.
Yeah, that's a real picture.
We couldn't get the
I'm not standing on my head. I'm not wearing the uniform.
That's me. That's me. Look at the score. Shutout.
That looks more like Forrest Gump. It's all a lie. He can play hockey. He can't do any of those other things.
Gotta wear my sweater. Gotta wear my
Bill,
sweater. Well, I heard it.
Back to you.
Okay, Brendan Shanahan reeled in Gary Thorne on that one. He's got 20 minutes to go to reel in the Dallas Stars. What a tilt this has been. The third period should be just as good. Stay with us. It's coming up in just a second.
Do I have the jersey on?
No, see, the trick is...
Do I have it?
The trick is getting Brendan Shanahan to give you a jersey now.
He would, but I told him he'd never get it again if he gave it to me to wear in the third period. Do you believe this?
That's terrific. Some of the people did this, our tech people back at ESPN that... or is it real?
Is it real or?
Yeah, it's Memorex.
It's Memorex.
He's so great with those things.
He is so funny. And then you watch him play, and he is so tenacious on the ice. This game tied 3-3 with the third period coming up. Fire on Ice, ESPN2's coverage of the National Hockey League is brought to you by Pep Boys. For quality parts, accessories, and service, come to Pep Boys, America's automotive supercenter. And by Molson Ice from Canada, the land where ice was born. Welcome back, everybody. This has been a heck of a game here at Reunion Arena, the final home game of the regular season for the Dallas Stars. It's tied at 3-3. The last two goals scored by the St. Louis Blues. Brett Hull has picked up an assist in this game. He has had 6 shots, leading all shooters in this game. Duchesne has had 4 shots. Hatcher had 4 shots in the first period when he picked up 2 goals in this game. So here we go to the third. Roberts moving it in. Roberts for St. Louis. Even strength. Trying to put it in and did. The St. Louis Blues take the lead as Dave Roberts, short-sighted. So here we go to the third. Roberts moving it in. Roberts for St. Louis. Even strength. Trying to put it in and did. The St. Louis Blues take the lead as Dave Roberts, short-sighted, what looked like an innocent attempt, put it by Mike Torchia.
Gary, it was an innocent attempt. Now Dave Roberts has 5 goals in the last 5 games, his first 5 in the NHL. Mike Torchia, as good as he has been in this game, did not hug the post the way he needed to with his left pad. Wide around Richard Matvechuk, and he missed on the poke check too. If you go with the stick like Mike Torkey did, watch him go with the stick, you got to have it sealed off down low. I'm not sure that Roberts wasn't able to jam that up and in behind his knee as opposed to on the ice. It might have been a better move than we gave Roberts credit for.
Dave Roberts out of the University of Michigan, who's played on the U.S. Olympic team in the past season, along with a season, a little less than a season really, in the minors, has put on a show here in this game for the St. Louis Blues.
He's got hockey in his blood, though. His dad, Doug Roberts, played 10 years in the league, and his uncle, Gordy Roberts, played 15 years, not more than that, 18 years of pro hockey, and he still played this year for the Chicago Wolves in the International League.
Goal and an assist for Roberts, and the St. Louis Blues in the opening minute of this period take the lead. Centering pass knocked away. Shanahan held it in momentarily, now rolled out to center as Darian Hatcher fell down. Roberts gets his 5th of the year. Duchesne and Norton picking up the assists on the full-strength goal for the St. Louis Blues. Chased back in behind the net, touched up on the icing call Smolik, and a collision in the corner, but I think that was all accidental. There's nobody going at anybody. Smolik, 5 and White's had a long night. He got dumped over there again.
Went into the boards back first, too. Boy, the rookies are really playing well for Mike Keenan's St. Louis Blues. Look at this. They've accounted for 9 of the last 15 goals. Roberts has 5 of those. And this is what happened to the Blues, though, in the second period. Al MacInnis went down on a play that looked very innocent. Watch him. He just goes down, and he turns his left arm. Watch, he goes down and turns his left arm, and that's all it took. He made it to the bench under his own steam, although it took him a long time. And remember, he had dislocated that shoulder early in the season. We have just received a medical report on Al MacInnis. They're saying separated left shoulder. For Al MacInnis' sake, who's a friend of mine, a guy that I played with briefly in Calgary, I hope it's not a separated shoulder. I hope it's a dislocated shoulder. Separation is generally far more serious than dislocation.
St. Louis Blues certainly hoping for the same thing.
Man, are you kidding?
Mercy. Last week of the regular season, and McGinnis hurt here tonight. Face-off will be done again. The St. Louis Blues, all 4 goals have come even strength tonight. This team, even strength, has outscored the opposition by 46 goals this season in 5-on-5. One of the reasons why they are on an 84-game schedule would be projected to have 110 points this year.
And this is the point that Mike Keenan was trying to make. Look at the Rangers last year. They won the President's Trophy for the best record in the NHL with 112 points. So the St. Louis Blues winning percentage right now is just about right on what the Rangers won with last year, and that really magnifies what those 3 teams ahead of the Blues have done this year.
Had great years. Pass to Gagne, intercepted. St. Louis now this season, 5-on-5, has scored 115 goals and given up only 69. An incredible number. If you play against the Blues, you want to get to the odd man situations if you can.
Yep, you saw that the Detroit Red Wings in that last graphic that we had for you projected to 129 points. If you're wondering what the record is for most points in a season, the Montreal Canadiens, 132 points, 76-77. Yeah, I played a lot of games against them that year. It was almost impossible to beat them. They went 60 wins, 8 losses, and 12 ties, and there was a big part of it. Yeah, Gainey was a big part of it.
Bob Gainey, who played, of course, 16 years in Montreal, 5 Cups, 4 Selkies. For Gainey, now behind the Dallas bench. Dallas Stars, Matvechuk. Back into the corner. These teams 2-2 in the previous 4 games played. Hatcher looking for the hat trick. Deflected it in. Zezel, the shot tipped away. Out in front, Paul Broughton was cutting. Hatcher save made again by John Casey. One thing you'd say about Dallas tonight, they may have lost the lead, but every time St. Louis has scored, they have played an even stronger offensive game here tonight.
Well, they've both shown, I think, great bounce-back capabilities. Remember, the St. Louis Blues were scored on with less than 5 seconds to go, 4-point-something in the first period to make it 3-1 Dallas, and they've battled back, so I give them both credit.
Back-breaking goals in this game have been picked up towards the end of the period by both teams. Dallas starting it out near side for Trent Klatt. Platt out of the University of Minnesota has had a good offensive year. His shot just missed. A screamer along the ice. Cavallini to Donnelly. Deflected in front, loose in the slot. Rolled deep. Shanahan dropped it to Anderson. Here's Adam Creighton lugging it up. Hatcher and he collide. Adam Creighton wraparound shot knocked away off the goaltender's stick. Back comes Platt. Platt goes to the net. Donnelly drops it. Shot save made by Casey. Broken stick on the shot taking from the point. It'll be played back at the other end. Corey Millen had that last chance. Millen has had some good chances in this game, and Casey has come up big against him. Kicked away at center. Both teams changing. Duchesne got it up. Chassé tipped it into the zone. Karamnov goes back to get it. Vitaly Karamnov playing one of the better games he's had in the NHL in his young career. In tonight's game, he and Dean Evison battling in the corner, flipped up and out of the zone.
And if you play for a Mike Keenan team, the way Karamnov has played tonight is the exact way that you got to play to stay in the lineup.
Looking to get it tied up. At the point, Ludwig shot, save, rebound, shot. I think Casey got a piece of that. Casey threw a screen on the second chance after Craig Ludwig had rifled one in. And John Casey's coming up big for the Blues.
Well, John Casey has been, for a little guy, huge in goal. This shot by Ludwig was deflected, and then Greg Adams snake bit again and also bit by John Casey. That shot looked like it rolled up his chest and off his mask before he gloved it. He has seen everything.
Just snapped it out of the air. Bill Holder, 3-4 checkers up for the Dallas Stars. Cleared the length of the ice. Both these teams, remember, undefeated in 5. Holder came back to get it. Each 3-0-2 coming into this game. And each trying to take the rubber game in this 5-game season series. Hit put on it by Smolik that time on Todd Ellick as he tried to get the puck into the zone. Stars rushing the puck up ice. Mike Kennedy dumped in, shot right through the crease by Gagne. Had very little angle on that. Kicked away by Holder and out of the zone. Todd Harvey reached for it, couldn't get it. Smolik sends it in. Dallas clearing the zone and not in time as it ends up going into the seats in any event. I'm also nice. League leaderboard here on the Deuce tonight with a score 4-3 Blues. Looks like this. The goal leaders, Owen Nolan and Peter Bondra tied with 30. Ray Shepard, another great year, along with Zamnoff and Winnipeg. There you see Hall with Yager and Theo Fleury all tied at 28.
You know, at that pace, if we had had the full season, we could have ended up with about 6 60-goal scorers. Boy, I'll tell you what, guys have really torn it up.
The year of the goaltender again.
No kidding. Yeah. It also seems to be year of the hot scorer, though. Like a guy like Peter Bondra has gotten so hot. I mean, Brett Hull's always hot. Only Mario Lemieux is averaging more goals per game than Brett Hull. And Wayne Gretzky behind them.
7, 5, 8 goals per game for Brett Hull. He and his dad are both up there among the leaders in that department, but he's well ahead of his father. On the far side, Matvichuk hit by Hull, taken down. Blues trying to get this back to a 2-goal lead. Duchesne does! Steve Duchesne ripped it home, and it is a 5-3 lead for the St. Louis Blues.
Boy, that surprised Mike Torchia. It was a good shot by Steve Duchesne, but Bob Gainey can only look on and say, I wonder if Andy Moog or Darcy Wakaluk could have stopped that one. Darcy Wakaluk is healthy, but is backing up Mike Torchia tonight. And Duchesne has a great release. I mean, very quick on the wrist shot. Not sure if that deflected off of Kevin Hatcher or not, but see how the thing to watch is watch how far back in the net Torchia is, right? Duchesne winds up. I mean, his feet before he went down were at least 18 inches back into the paint, and there really wasn't anybody coming wide that he had to worry about, so Mike Torchia could have played out. That was a scouting report on Torchia. From shots in the middle of the ice to rely on his reflexes. But you know what? He's never played more than a week at this level, or this is game 6. At this level, I don't know if you can do that regularly.
Could be an icing call coming here. On the touch it is. Duchesne's goal unassisted. His 8th came at 4:43. He's got a goal and an assist tonight. Duchesne came in at a plus 24. The 4th best plus minus, and he has not hurt himself in tonight's game.
And that's for a guy that has a reputation of being pretty bad defensively and pretty great offensively, Steve Duchesne. Mike Torquia coming into this tilt tonight. Here's how he compared to a couple of other rookies. Hasn't played as much, but look at Jim Carey, 207 goals against. Locker, 2.39. Torquia, 1.92 goals against average. That was over 4 games. This is game 5, and he's allowed 5, so that average will sort of get bumped up.
First start was against Chicago on April 2nd. Then he went back down to the minors, then came back up. He's facing potentially his first loss in the National Hockey League here tonight, but a long time left here in the third. 14:46. Darian Hatcher shot it wide. Dallas trying to get this back to a 1-goal game. Zezel, as it was whistled in the corner. I think the net has come off the Marsh peg. That was the reason for the whistle. On the Deuce, more NHL action tomorrow night on games mattering for the playoffs. Pittsburgh Penguins trying to catch Quebec for the #1 spot in the conference. The Devils, a very real shot at home ice play tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. You'll see them go at it at the Meadowlands right here on the Deuce tomorrow night. The Penguins and the Devils.
Check the standings out. The Philadelphia Flyers in second place based on the fact that they are in first place in the Atlantic Division. Pittsburgh right behind them. Boston is in. Yeah, New Jersey's going to be in. Still a logjam in the Eastern Conference, just as there is in the Western Conference down at the bottom.
And it'll go right down here as we're in the final week of the season, right down to the final game for probably more than a couple of these teams. Molik's shot deflected into the seats, about 20 rows back. Take a look at these two teams as far as the playoffs are concerned. The St. Louis Blues are probably going to end up right there in third place. Yes, they could move, but probably not. Dallas, well, they were looking ahead. As you see, Vancouver and Chicago, they're only a point ahead of them, and even Toronto only 3 up on them.
Yeah, 3-3 Vancouver and Chicago in the third period. Look at Edmonton, then Winnipeg. They're 2 of those teams that are tied with 35 points.
And Dallas gets it back to a 1-goal difference. 5-4 Blues.
Well, the one area where the Dallas Stars have done really well tonight is the face-offs, especially in the offensive zones. And Trent Klatt, who has picked up the scoring pace right here off the face-off. Mike Donnelly to Trent. Was that Donnelly that passed? If it was, that's 5 assists for Donnelly in the last 2 games. Sure as heck was. Mike Donnelly, Trent Klatt with the quick release. And Trent Klatt now for the Dallas Stars, after going 17 games without a goal, has 3 goals in the last 3 games.
And it's a 1-goal game again. St. Louis has their 2-goal lead cut to 1. Robert sends it in. Trent Klatt gets his 12th of the season. Coming at 5:29, Mike Donnelly and Corey Millen pick up the assists on the goal. An even strength goal for the Stars. They've got a 4-goal night. This team, the Stars, 54% of their games they have scored 2 goals or less.
Not lately. Yeah, I agree.
That's the pace they've picked up.
That was the problem they had, and maybe Trent Klatt is one of the answers to that, simply because he has started to score. These are the remaining games for the Stars, all on the road: Chicago, Detroit, and San Jose. But now, with 4 goals in this game, the Dallas Stars have scored 20 goals in their last 4 games.
As long as they continue to play the good D, they're going to give people some problems. Dallas 7th in defense, 2.57. So you see the number St. Louis is doing tonight on them as they've doubled what teams normally score against them. Look at Roberts move in. Just trickled away at the last second. Zombo held it in, intended for Tikkanen, but he went by the puck. Here's Todd Harvey, the rookie, dropping it off wide side to Mike Kennedy, another rookie. Into the corner, Gagne out there with these 2 rookies, and there's the veteran Gagne overskated. Tikkanen clears it around near side. Harvey has got a tremendously powerful shot, trying to get open to unleash it. There's Harvey winding up, caught from behind by Roberts. Holder away to Hull. He couldn't handle it. Hatcher waits for him to clear. Gagne tipped it in, lost it to Hull. Hull coming with Roberts on the right, Tikkanen trailing. Poke checked away by Hatcher and cleared out of the zone by Darian Hatcher. 2 brothers working together on D. Duchesne, that's a 2-line offside pass. 13:08 left to go, third period. This game very much up for grabs. The Blues up by 1.
Steve Duchesne now, if Al MacInnis is going to miss any time at all, and you can assume since the word is a separated shoulder for Al MacInnis suffered in the second period, Steve Duchesne is going to have to carry an awful big offensive load for the St. Louis Blues team, at least for the next little while. Naturally, the St. Louis Blues are just hoping they can get Al MacInnis back for the playoffs. They don't need him in the regular season. They're already in the playoffs. But boy, oh boy, the playoffs start on May 6th. What's the date today? April the 25th?
Week from Saturday.
Ooh, man.
Playoffs begin, and they'll begin on ESPN. Cavallini chasing it down. Plenty of time left in behind the play. Adam Creighton got dumped. He's getting up slowly, and there's the whistle on that, I think. Creighton fell down. Now he's looking for somebody. Creighton's believes he got, I think, butt ended as he was coming up ice, and he's not sure who did it.
I think he's picking Darian Hatcher. Well, he picked a big enough guy.
Somewhere out there in that Dallas night, there's a line dance going on, but you can't see it from here.
This is a convention city. All kinds of terrific hotels and accommodations, no matter who's coming to town.
Face-off will be at center ice. Creighton. Millen knocks it away. You thought I'd bite on that because of where we're staying, but not me.
Oh, what do you mean? I didn't.
Batted away at center by Donnelly. He sends it deeper into the zone. Cavallini going behind the net. Cavallini sends it around. Creighton up with a forecheck. Donnelly to kick. Shanahan intercepted. Anderson and Creighton down low. Adam Creighton wants one. Creighton with that big reach in front. Score! On the far side. Jammed home on the rebound, I believe. It looked like an initial save was made, but it's a 6-4 St. Louis Blues lead. Glenn Anderson, I think, the last to touch.
Yeah, I think Glenn Anderson's the guy that pulled the trigger on the far side of the net. Boy, oh boy, Adam Creighton got revenge on Darian Hatcher. He held his stick. He could have gotten called for an offensive hold when he was coming around the net. Watch here. See how he's got Hatcher's stick and then he let it go? All the way through to Glenn Anderson. Nobody looked behind him. But Adam Creighton showed us his reach and his strength. At 6'5", he's got terrific reach. Pass that was, well, had to make it through a couple of people, which it did. Glenn Anderson, his 10th goal of the season. You know, everybody wondered if Glenn Anderson had really had it. Last year, he won another Stanley Cup with the New York Rangers, and then he went to play in Europe. Mike Keenan signed him. Mike Keenan said he tests out stronger than any St. Louis Blues in the endurance department, and he's still going strong at age 35.
Well, this man's done for the night. Mike Torchia has twice in his young career come on to replace a fellow goaltender. Now Torchia will be pulled and will go sit, as he's had a tough night. 6 goals against him in this game. Darcy Wakaluk, the backup goaltender, those are his numbers this season. Wakaluk will come on in relief, appearing in just the 14th game of the season. Andy Moog has seen most of the action, 30 games in net. Andy Moog is out of there with a hamstring pull, and for Torchia, that's tough. He's been spectacular, giving up only 7 goals in the previous 4 games he'd played in, but tonight 6 by him from the Blues.
Real likable guy. He was described to me today as a teddy bear that plays with passion.
You gotta like that. Teammates do love him. He's over to watch, though, and a 6-4 lead for the St. Louis Blues, as Anderson got it from Creighton and Shanahan at 7:29. I want to remind you, National Hockey Night will be coming up on Thursday. Bill and I will be in Chicago. We'll follow these Dallas Stars to take on Chris Chelios and the Blackhawks. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. National Hockey Night on ESPN on Thursday, and the playoffs begin on ESPN Saturday, May 6th. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Mark it down. The Stanley Cup playoffs right on ESPN, and some games will be right here on the Deuce. We'll give you the full schedule as we go along, but of course everybody, including the teams, waiting to see just who's going to be in and who's going to play whom. Ian LaPerriere got batted by Hatcher. Gilchrist coming up for the Stars, hit by Zombo. Zombo turns around for the puck. Poke checked up the boards by Dufresne. Cleared back behind the net. Stars trying to get it back. Broughton working there. Broughton centered in front. Gilchrist knocked off the puck by LaPerriere and Zombo. Zombo didn't clear. Zezel, his pass partially blocked. Back out in front. Gilchrist. Hatcher picks it up. His pass is blocked and out of the zone. Chassé. Icing call coming here. Arm is up if Dallas gets there first, and they do.
Well, we talked about the Dallas Stars finishing off a homestand. The St. Louis Blues tonight are playing their first of 5 consecutive games on the road. Mike Keenan's team will play those 5 games. Get this, in 7 nights. Brett Hall said to me this morning, he said, isn't that illegal? 5 games in 7 nights, but you know, when you talk to them a little closer, they say, let's get it over with. We might as well play them. We don't want to be on the road forever. They go home for their last game at home, and then away they go. But 5 games in 7 nights all on the road.
This is their first of 5 on the road trip. Face off. Flipped out of the zone again to Esa Tikkanen. Tikkanen had it taken away. Momentarily Cavallini finally got control. Lost it at the other end, and Roberts dumps it in with the St. Louis Blues. Chased into the zone. Darian Hatcher behind the net. Gets some help from Gagne. Near side, Norton stepped up. Norton held it in for a moment, lost it. The banging continues in this game. Duchesne ticks that one in wide. Darcy Wakaluk in net now for the Dallas Stars, who are trailing with the St. Louis Blues up 6-4. St. Louis coming into this game with the 4th best offense in the league, averaging 3.71. And they're going to up it here tonight. We'll see if the Stars can come back. Harvey brought it in, knocked down by Gagne. Back for Harvey off his stick. Harvey turns, whips it in. Gagne couldn't get it off the dasher. Bill Holder over, up to the point. Hatcher held it in. Remember, Kevin Hatcher has picked up 2 goals tonight. He's looking for his 2nd career hat trick if he can get one more. Picked up by Mike Kennedy, who drops it back. Both teams making changes. Blues getting people over the boards right now. Passed off on the near side. Good move, Shanahan. Shanahan moving in. Shanahan shot, score! Darcy Wakaluk first shot faced, and Shanahan makes it a 7-4 St. Louis lead.
Oh, man, what a tough start for Wakaluk, and Shanahan had all kinds of time. And Big Brendan, when he has time, he gets a lot of his goals crashing and banging, but he's got a very accurate shot, and he went right between the pads. But here's how it started. The Dallas Stars tried a long cross-ice pass, wrong place, 4 feet outside the blue line. Then Cavallini missed Shanahan. And then Richard Matvichuk, number 24 on the right, in white, decided to play Creighton, who was going wide. That allowed Brendan Shanahan time to tee it up, to look for a spot, and he went right between the pads of Darcy Wakaluk.
16 on the season for Brendan Shanahan. The St. Louis Blues have a 7-4 lead midway through this 3rd period. Todd Alec batted it out of the zone. You can see the powerhouse this St. Louis Blues team has, why they will be dangerous no matter who they play in the playoffs. Hatcher had it batted away. Karamnov. Vitaly Karamnov takes the hit, goes down, but he got the puck into the zone. That's what he's been doing all night. He took a good shot over there on the far side from Doug Smolik. Smolik again, he and Karamnov, and that time it was Todd Alec moving in. Have been together a lot on the ice and body to body. Dean Evison centering pass goes wide over to get a Greg Adams. Adams hit by Guy Carbonneau as the puck rolls in, covered up by Casey, and we'll check in with Deb Kaufman. Deb?
All right, thanks, Gary. The Jets are trying to make it a game. They were trailing 5-1 at one point. Randy Gillen wins the faceoff, and Tipo Newmanen will notch the goal. 5-3 now. Let's go back to Dallas.
Well, you see the standings there. Winnipeg, some good young teams. Winnipeg's got some great scorers, haven't played any D. Edmonton's a fine young team. They can't seem to win games. L.A.
But 4 teams with 35 points, and then Edmonton with 34. If they hang on to win, all they do is make it more interesting, if that's possible. And virtually all of these teams play one another at least once, in some cases twice, in the last 5 games of the regular season.
Darian Hatcher shot deflected out deep. Cavallini got it back. Cavallini shot deflected wide. He was being held onto that time by Basil McRae. He got the stick in on him. Wakaluk directing traffic will hold it up behind the net for Cavallini. 9:15 to go, third period. Shots 30 to 27 in favor of the Stars, but the Blues have a 7-4 lead as they've chased the starting goaltender, Mike Torkia, and Darcy Wakaluk is in. Dumped in by Darian Hatcher, picked up by Basil McRae. McRae, who hadn't played hardly at all, has now played in 15 straight games, the only games he's played this year. Part of it was injury, more of it was scratches. McRae right there, moved up. Dumped into the zone. Back to get it, Duchesne. Duchesne, Hull back there, trying to pin it up against the boards. Hull couldn't get control, but forced the play off to Zezel. Now cleared out by the Blues. McRae got it out length of the ice. Icing coming up on the touch-up by Craig Ludwig at the far end.
Well, between periods, we showed you Brendan Shanahan yucking it up with Gary Thorne. Yeah, he can laugh, but on the ice, he hasn't laughed much tonight. He did on this one. This was celebration of goal number 7 for the St. Louis Blues. They lead 7-4.
Shanahan's got 16 on the season now. That last one unassisted. A goal and an assist on the last 2 St. Louis goals.
Not bad for a soccer goalie. Gary still hasn't found his St. Louis Blues
Where's
jersey.
the jersey, Brendan? He said he'd bring it up. I still don't have it.
You'll never collect from Brendan.
Never. That's in the seats, and that's a penalty. Darcy Wakaluk didn't touch anything with that one, and it'll be a delay of game call automatic on the goaltender, and another power play coming up for the Blues.
Darcy Wakaluk is a great shooter. He's got good offensive skills. He's one of the best in the league, but that one was rolling, and he tried to bank it off the glass, and he missed. He shot it into the air, and that's all he got. See how it flipped up on the blade of his stick? So with 8:22 to go in the third, this could go from bad to ugly for the Dallas Stars. They're already down by 3.
And they continue to pour on the even strength goals in this game. 7 even strength goals by the St. Louis Blues, who've not been able to convert on the power play here tonight. They've had 4 shots in their last 5 power play chances. Duchesne deflected out in front. Blues on a power play with 8:13 to go in the third period. Bill Holder to Hull, who has not scored here tonight, does have an assist. Intercepted. Peter Zezel. Zezel's got Donnelly with him. Short-handed Donnelly. Couldn't get it off. Casey came out and blocked it. Back the other way, Roberts. Roberts has played the power play all night. Essa Tikkanen out there with him now. Tikkanen, Hull, and Roberts. That's Hull. Hull dropped it off wide side. Duchesne, the D, came down low. Duchesne. Centering pass for Tikkanen. Intercepted and cleared out by Donnelly. A 7-4 lead for the Blues and a power play chance to add to that. Minute 13 remaining on the advantage for St. Louis. Starting from their own end, Bill Holder. Holder working the point on this so-called second power play. Duchesne actually with Al McGinnis out of the game now. Holder stepped up to work with Duchesne on that first unit. Intercepted and the near side. Jeff Norton got pinned up. Hatcher there poking at it. Hatcher, Norton, Anderson moves over along with Dean Everson. Shanahan took it away. Duchesne over to Glenn Anderson. Anderson picking up a goal in this game, his 490th goal. He is 26th all time in the NHL in goal scoring. Glenn Anderson adding to it here tonight. Intercepted Shanahan. Anderson back into the middle. Shot. Save made as Wakaluk came out on Adam Creighton. And Dean Everson clears. Casey will try and catch him in the change up to Norton. Blue line wraparound ended up going off the side of the net. That was an accidental shot right there by Norton.
If that's 6 inches further to the front of the net, it bounces off of Wakaluk. The glass, the struts that separate the glass here, really weird.
We've seen some hops come off. Be awake if you're the goaltender. Cleared into the zone, and they are still onside. Donald Dufresne got the break that time, deflected and didn't come out. Zezel knocked it away. Played out of the zone by Doug Smolik. Got to take short-handed chances. Blues have 3 back, though, on this short-handed rush. Save made by Casey on the shot by Gord Donnelly of the Stars. Picked up by Zombo. The Blues power play is over. Well, they still have not converted tonight as they're 0 for 7, but they've got 7 even strength goals.
Man, well, Mike Keenan said before the game that he is going to work on the power play. And I said, wait a minute, you're going to work on the power play? Because he is noted as a coach that doesn't do it. And he said he was going to work on the breakout portion of the power play. That's getting out of their end, but that has not been a problem. It's getting any kind of dangerous shots on goal at the other end.
Mike Kennedy's shot went wide, and the puck did come outside the zone. Delayed offside call. Other games in the National Hockey League that matter. There you see Chicago now has gone on top. They've scored the last 2 and won it in OT.
That's their first win in Fort. They were no wins in 13 straight, and they have finally won.
They were 0 for April.
And yeah, and they were 0-8-2 since JR went down, since Jeremy Roenick went down.
So some important points not picked up there by Vancouver. Chicago gets 2 more. Those are updated. They've got 45. Tied with Toronto in points right now, with home ice still in question, with the top 4 teams in each conference getting it, including, of course, the 2 division champions who are seeded 1 and 2. Out of the zone comes Norton, full strength, 5:20 to go here in the 3rd period. Dallas Stars' final game at home in the regular season, and the Blues beating them by a score of 7-4 and trying to get more. Kicked away in the corner, St. Louis. Moving in on the hit, Dean Evison. Todd Ellick kicking at it. Knocked around the net, Chassé. Chassé turns. Centering pass, nobody there. Turn around, Duchesne right on the line. And the save made by Wakala. He was so deep in the net, it was almost a goal when he stopped it. Back up to the point. St. Louis keeping the offensive heat on Hatcher. Lost that one, picked up by Todd Ellick again. He gets hit by Hatcher and went down hard. Ticked away by Ellick. Cavallini moves over and puts the hit on LaPerriere. LaPerriere pins it up against the boards for the whistle. 4:32 remaining in the 3rd period here in Dallas, with the Blues up by 3.
Well, Darcy Wakaluk, after allowing a goal on the first shot he faced, really came up big on this sequence. He had to speed, got caught in traffic. Watch him spin around. He did a 360, got back up, and then went down. And this was the one that we said almost looked like it went in. There's another angle that we saw of it, too. That, watch this. Watch between his legs. There it is. It looks like it was just squirting out. But those are the ones that are impossible to tell. For the replay judges upstairs, for the referees, and the goal judges behind, when it's under a goalie's pads, you're just guessing.
Cavallini's picked up a cross-checking call at 15:28. St. Louis back on the power play. They would just as soon decline right now. Their 8th power play, they're 0 for 7. They are 1 for 27 against Dallas on the power play in 5 games this year.
Now, the big objective on this power play has got to be to get Brett Hull a goal. I mean, he has not scored in the last 4 games. If he doesn't score in this one, this will be the longest he has gone this season without scoring.
Duchesne held it in, bounced away to Roberts. Roberts comes to the middle. Roberts with Gilchrist on him. Centering pass for Hull from Shanahan. Couldn't get lined up for the shot, though. Back to Roberts. Roberts drops it deep. They'll hold or rips it. Wakaluk with a save and hangs on. Deb Kaufman, what you got?
The Los Angeles Kings are desperate to end an 8-game winless skid. Yari Curry takes a shot from the point. It's deflected off of Randy Burridge. Robert Lang will tip it in 1-0 LA. They take the early lead on Detroit. Let's go back to Gary and Bill.
Oh, that could be a long night's work for the LA Kings against the top team in the NHL standings-wise, the Detroit Red Wings. The LA Kings haven't won in the last 8. They picked up some ties, and that's why they are still in the thick of things. Dead center in the thick of things.
You notice the points are even, but only 13 W's. If the Kings are going to get in the playoffs, they must do it by winning.
Yeah, we were looking at that today, weren't we? Everybody else that they're tied with or right around them have 2 or 3 more wins, so it's really doubtful that LA is going to be able to win or to get in if they end up tied in points.
Yep, because the first tiebreaker, if you're tied in points, the teams with the most wins get seeded ahead. Hatcher clears it out. Power play here for the Blues. 49 seconds left on it. Blues are leading 7-4. 3:18 left to go in the 3rd. Bill Holder drops it wide side over to get it Brendan Shanahan, who's picked up his 16th goal tonight. Hull not on the ice right now. Back to Adam Creighton. Shanahan ready. The shot. Score! Shanahan's 2nd goal. And a power play goal for the Blues. They lead at 8-4.
Who said they didn't have a power play? It's just that if you give them 8 cracks, anybody can get one. And Brendan Shanahan from the top of the circle ripped this one. Darcy Wakaluk hardly flinched. It looked like it was coming out of the net when he started to move. 17 goals for Brendan Shanahan, and you know what? He had not played much the last 4 games for Mike Keenan, but tonight, after that fight in the first period, there was a good screen in front. I think it was Glenn Anderson that cruised in front for the screen. After that fight in the first period, Gary, Mike Keenan started to play him to death. Penalty killing, power play, regular shift.
Shanahan, 2 goals and an assist in this game. His 6th power play goal, 17th overall, and it's an 8-4 lead, and there won't be anybody in the parking lot when this one's done. Jeff Norton cleared out of the zone. Dallas sends it right back in. Lots of multiple point games here tonight. Hatcher 2 goals. LaPerriere, Duchesne, and Roberts all have a goal and an assist. Norton's got a couple of assists tonight. So does Mike Donnelly. Shanahan, a 3-point game. Shot just wide of Darcy Wakaluk. Karamnov had the shot knocked down, gets back up. Karamnov and Matvechuk did battle. Centered on Wakaluk and cleared out of the zone.
Shooting gallery time now. The Dallas Stars are just trying to get this one over with and not give up another one to make it a very embarrassing 9-4.
8-4 lead here for St. Louis. Karamnov, Guy Carbonneau. Carbonneau sends it into the zone. Wakaluk holding it up. Starting goaltender, Mike Torchia, still the goaltender of record. He gave up 6 goals, and 2 have been scored against Wakaluk since coming on here in the 3rd period, late in the 3rd.
Andy Moog is out with a hamstring injury, and it is obvious to everybody in the Stars as well. They got to get him back. He, according to Bob Gainey, when he went down with, here's another fight. It's Ian LaPerriere, and it's Kennedy, Mike Kennedy.
These are 2 rookies going at it.
And this is LaPerriere's 2nd scrap. He got blood coming down over his left eye. He might have gotten hit with a pretty good clip from Kennedy. When the fight started, Kennedy threw a big right hand.
So they'll head to the dressing room with 1:42 left to go in the game. Bob Gainey looking up at the clock, and the Blues leading at 8-4. Ian LaPerriere and Mike Kennedy, 2 of the top 10 leading rookie scorers, both of them in the top 10. Our storyline here tonight, Al McGinnis has left the game with a separated shoulder. Shanahan, a 3-point game. Kevin Hatcher, 2 goals in this one, and Duchesne 1 and 1.
This is what happened to Al McInnes in the 2nd period. It was innocent. He was facing a 2-on-1. He stretched his left arm out, fell down onto his chest, and this is how he made it to the bench. We could tell immediately, as could everybody that was watching, that he was in a pile of trouble. A pile of trouble. Mike Keenan knows to have depth on defense, but it's doubtful it'll be able to replace the value of Al McInnes. He's got Doug Lidster, who is sitting out tonight. Murray Barron is just about to come back from a bad ankle, so the Blues have enough defensemen. They don't have any other Al McInnes sitting around.
Well, you don't replace an Al McGinnis, and it remains to be seen how serious that injury will prove to be. That one goes off the glass on the attempted clear-in. 1:23 left to go. Mike Keenan, St. Louis Blues going after their 26th win. Only 12 losses and 5 ties, and a good road team. They're 9-7-3 on the road this season, and he can smile because that's where his Blues are.
Yep, if they hang on to win, and that's a done deal. It's 8-4 with 1:23 to go. The St. Louis Blues will pick up 2 more points.
Off the face-off, out to center. The next time the Stars fans see their team, it'll be in the playoffs. Remains to be seen whether it will be home ice in the first round for Dallas. That's what they're battling for. 7 left to go in this game. St. Louis is going to continue their streak. After a victory here, they're going to be 4-0-2 in their last 6 games, and it'll break the 3-0-2 mark of the Dallas Stars. Been told now the 8 goals, the most goals allowed by Dallas
this season. Yep.
Wow. 8-4 lead. Taken back in the zone by Jeff Norton. St. Louis just wants to run it off now. Esa Tikkanen feathered it out, got hit by Hatcher. Corey Millen sent it up ice. 32 seconds remaining in the game. Platt, Norton, Zombo, Donnelly wraparound. Save made by John Casey. And even though it's 8-4, give Casey some real credit in this game, because he made some big saves when this game was close and when the Blues were trailing.
Without question, there were not any bad goals on John Casey.
He'll continue his streak as he makes a final save right there with 8 seconds left to go. Casey's now 3-0-2 in his 5 consecutive starts, while Curtis Joseph remains out. And it's in the books. The St. Louis Blues have defeated the Dallas Stars and win the season series 3-2. John Casey, the winner in net.